Are you ready? Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
Okay. Boom. Hey, we are live. And this is the first stream of 2022. I don't know. Well, okay. Yeah, I was making sure that everything is going smooth. Get this stuff. I look too old with the glasses. I don't look old. I feel old when I use the glasses. Now that's why I just don't use them sometimes. But then it's gonna be mandatory for me to use the glasses at all times because then it's gonna make me feel older. Well, what's up, everybody? Happy 2022. How is this first week of the year have treat you so far? Uh, I'm so glad to be here. So glad and so happy to have a live festivities now. This is Sunday Mass. Thank you very much for those who shared the festivities. We are in a small channel today, expecting at least 20 people watching the show, and happy and thrilled if we get more than 20 for a small channel under 1,000 subscribers like this. So, if you can tell your neighbors to subscribe to Jose JG, boom, then we can do that as well. For this distance, where I am right now in the monitor is like arm distance. So arm distance, I see, I see pretty good over here. I see like perfect, a little closer to the monitor. Over here, I see okay, but then when I get closer, I need my bifocal section to read. This is perfection right here. And then when I'm further than my arm length distance, I need then the whole thing to see in HD, in high definition. Just not having this is like uh nah, it's not 480. It's two what is the other one? 240p? 240 or something like that. It's between 480 and 144p. I see pretty good, but I don't see any details. It's blurred between the lines. It like overlap in the edges a lot. It messes me up. I don't even want to try to look further away when I don't have the glasses on. But I am so happy to see you guys excited. And I see Farmer's Boy in the chat box. Boom. What's up, man? Truth nerds. Did I misspell something? Of course I misspelled something. So you know it's 2022. It's the year. It's boom time. Shout out to Truth nerds. Howard Moore. Woohoo! Tweet. Hello. Citizen 9. Boom, I'm ready. Devil's Advocate. What's up? Devil say, woo, this will be the first time watching the show from my own home. Just put the dogs' crates together now. They lay down on their own. Really, Devils? That's cool, man. Happy times, happy times. Citizen 9, happy new year to you, man. Martin, what's up? Andy, I see you, Andy. Triple Crow K, what's up? Charlie Welch and Tommy Grumble is new. Let's ask Tommy Grumble if he is new because he doesn't have a range. So Tommy Grumble, it's gotta be. I gotta type it because it's the only way. Sorry, I must do this. Well, welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show. See how exciting this is. 13 people watching. Uh all I asked for is the thumbs up. That's number one. And look at that. 13 watching, 13 likes. I appreciate it. And that one person that just jumped in to watch, two more person, please don't hesitate on hitting the like or dislike under this stream. This is the first of the 2022. We'll see if we're gonna make something more either entertaining or fun or less shitty or whatever it is, you know. Yes, you're new, Tommy Grumble. Mr. Malord! YouTube gave back go to channel option. Wait, whoa! Really? Go to channel. Hell yeah, Mr. Malord. Thank you for letting us know that. That's beautiful. And I see Mr. Malord icon. I see Mr. Malord's channel, the avatar for his channel. I like it, man. That's fucking excellent. I love it. Hey, thank you for letting us know. So, for you guys that didn't know, YouTube gave us back the go to channel option. That way we can filter the stock account channels and just the normal people like us. Crowexy, what's up? I'm Dart. I see you guys. Hell yeah. Hey, thank you all for being here. Look at that, already a success. My expectation was the high expectation is having 20 people watching the show before I share the link. So out of these 20 people, let's say we get two out of 10 people to join. So if we have 20 people, at least 4 people should join the show. Hey, True Blue, hello, are you new? That's good. Was so dumb to have removed it. Indeed, to it with go to channel is a plus. Hello, True Blue. Are you new? I am new. Hope you all have a great year 2022. Hey, I got Gojira today. I like my new Gojira shirt. Just ripping through the everything. I still got my Christmas tree on there. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, Citizen. I miss you guys too. I really did miss you. I pop in the YouTube every once in a while, like once a day, browse around to see who was live, kind of popping a chat box here and there. Hello, I'm new and I'm out. Like, boom, a little troll, 5, 10 minutes, and gone. But I was unable to do it. Live stream. I got busy still in the house. They're going to be here for a few more days. And been really busy doing stuff with them around. So hey, family, I gotta enjoy those good times. But my parents haven't come in yet. My dad and my mom, I expect them to come in soon, in before January ends. So it should be by the end of January. That's what I thought. I asked them by phone, and they said like, no, 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 it's kind of a surprise. You weren't even supposed to know that we're going there, but I know that they are coming in, and I am really, really looking forward for my parents to come over here. As I mentioned, you guys, my dad have a heart condition, and he was supposed to come in and stay like 2 months, but his stay had to be cut short because they gave him like a few weeks only. They say you're gonna have to come in sooner because we need to take care of the heart problem. So they're gonna do some kind of a they're gonna do a little something in his heart. They're gonna have to open it up and put a little something extra in the heart. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to explain to you, but it's a delicate thing. They're gonna be working on him, and a sweet spot in the body, and I don't know. I hope it's not the last time that I'm gonna hang out with him, but what I'm looking forward to see him and hang out with him and spend good times on these few weeks that he's gonna be here. So that's it, man. Shout out to who else showed up? Debate night showed up. Good to see you. Let's share the link now. It's 2022. Let's try not to make this let's try not to make this platform and this show. I hope everybody respects that it's not too, let me think how to phrase this. I don't want to be an asshole. Uh inside jokes. I don't want to be inside jokes or dark hidden quotes from whatever. Let's not try to make it for a narrow and small compartmentalized audience. Let's try to make it broad for everybody to understand what we are talking about. Let's try to include everybody into the topics that we will try to speak about here. Shout out to Blue Marble Science and Fred Bailey. Did I shout everybody out? I think we good to begin now. I think we good to begin. I'm gonna share the Google Meet link in the Daily Boom Discord server and in the YouTube chat box. If anybody would like to join, we are on Google Meets. Let's see what's gonna give today. And I welcome everybody. Everybody. Need me a drink. Hopefully we'll start getting a few guesses in. If not, hey, I gotta do an Arwin. Let me pull an Arwin over here. Really quick. And that was an Arwin brought to you by Farmers Boy. What's up, Farmers?
Hey, hello, mate. How's it going?
How's 2022 treating you so far?
Not too shabby, to be honest. I think it's I don't I don't attempt fate, but I'm fairly certain it's going to be a better year than the last one. So
That's good. That's good.
Yep,
High
yep.
expectations.
yeah, well, we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I'm starting a new contract tomorrow, so yay at last.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
So let's keep and yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed and fingers crossed for your father.
Thank you very much.
I hope everything goes well, and I hope the old boy's got a few more years left in him yet.
I hope so too. Yep, yep. I hope we get to every once in a while, every either once a year or every other year, he come in and hang out with me for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I hope I got a few more of those.
Yeah. Well, like I say, fingers crossed for him, and hopefully you can hang out with him a little bit more yet.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah. Cool.
Congrats, Farmers Boy.
Oh, thank you very much. It's annoying. This should have started 2 or 3 months ago, and it's just been waiting for somebody somewhere within the NHS to sign the right bit of paper. And I guess we've got to the new year, and somebody's thought, "Oh, this needs doing. I better sign this bit of paper." So we'll see.
Good.
Yep.
I got a little something to share here. Hold on.
Ooh.
Let me. I mean, you and me, we can hang out and analyze and check this out for a bit. I remember one time when I joined Terry Davis show a while ago.
Yep.
Specifically on November 15th of 2020. So that's
that's over a year ago. I'll take your word for it then.
November 15th of 2020, I joined Terry Davis channel, and I was there. I hung out for a little bit, and I know that because I see my face, I know this was a good one because I scrolled forward like 15 minutes from what I got the video open that nobody sees yet, and I see that what's it? The PhD Tony is there,
Oh yes.
and we had a chat, and it was very interesting. It was very entertaining, and I was the villain in that call.
Oh, you weren't flip flop, were you?
I was the villain. I was just a villain in that one. I was a bad guy.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So we're gonna open that up. We're gonna analyze it and we're gonna entertain that for a little bit because I didn't hear the whole thing because I wanted to watch it here and react in here. So
Yeah.
just first, yeah. Let me
Tony can get very impassioned, shall we say?
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. Hold on. Now I want to show you here just a little bit, little something I did here. I'm gonna share a screen with you guys, a window. Hopefully you are able to see what I am about to present, and it's gonna be a video type of thing. You see that? It's on pause.
Yeah.
And it says 10th. It's got the title of 10th in here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, volume up. It's 2 minutes 55 seconds. I'm just gonna play a little bit. I'm just gonna play a first minute.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Let me mute myself after I play this because I hear a plane. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Farmer's Boy, did you hear that?
I didn't hear anything.
Fuck! The audio was the funny part.
Well, I thought it was a bit strange. I thought, well, this is a very interesting set of images.
You should have told me. Now the people telling me on YouTube after all that.
Well, I didn't realize that there was audio with it.
Damn it. Okay. I'm going to play just the first 5 seconds. The first 15 seconds again.
Yeah, see if we get any sound.
So let me see if I fit this. I think I got this. You should be able to stop listening to me before I say 1. In 3, 2. You still hear me? No? You hear that now?
No.
Yeah. No.
No. Didn't hear any audio from that video.
Okay. Okay. Let me know. Let me know if you hear this. Do you hear this? Oh no, I don't even hear it myself.
No, I don't hear it.
Hold on.
Please stand by whilst we'll have technical difficulties.
Yeah. No, I gotta figure this out. Again, eh? Still here? No. You hear that now?
Nope.
No?
Nope, not a thing.
Fuck.
What have you done to it?
Oh well. Anyways. Well, that wasn't it. Yeah, that was a dud. Anyway. I'm not even gonna tell you what that was. But let's say hello to the most important now. We got Blue in the house. How you doing, Mr. Blue?
Hello, Jose. Hello, farmers. What's going
Hello,
on?
mate. I can hear you.
I haven't done this in a while. It looks like I fucked it up.
Oh dear. Never mind. Well, I did sort of think, well, what's he laughing at? I know when you stopped and said, well, "Did you hear that?"
Yeah, there was an audio. Now, I got it. If I share this, you tell me, please, if you can hear this. This you should be able to hear on a window tab. Should be a lot easier.
Okay.
So let me know. Let me see if you hear it. Hold on.
Good.
That's
Yeah.
blue.
Yes, heard blue.
Yeah, that bit.
Okay.
There we go.
So you hear that, right? There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. I see that.
Tearing up.
You guys heard that?
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, I don't know exactly what the timestamp on this was. I know it was an interesting kind of back and forward. I was a bit of an asshole in that one festivities that was in.
No, you never do that, Jose.
Oh man. It's 8 miles down, huh? I can go all day with the border.
Well, there you go.
I just want to see, and I mean it.
Tony says there's too much human knowledge for anyone to be fully informed.
What makes them auto believers? This day I was on about auto believers versus auto hoaxers. If there's such a thing, I just kind of made up those terms. I have heard them before.
I've heard auto hoaxing, yeah.
But we gotta say first hello to Howard. Was that Howard to join? No,
That's Crow.
Crows. Oh yeah.
Khaled.
Well, I'm gonna. If you guys, you have anything, please stop me at any time. I'm gonna play this a little bit, and I'm gonna speed it up to 1.25 speed.
Lindsay speed.
Yeah, I like that speed. Here we go. Let's see what Flip Flop had to say. I come to a realization that auto believers are slightly worse than the auto hoaxers due to the fact that the auto believers are going with a narrative that everybody accepts. A lot of them don't question it. I mean, that's what makes them auto believers. And those are the ones that are put in the schools and the education system to teach others what they have just taken on faith and believe, and then they spread that forward. We need more skeptical people. We need more people to question reality. Auto believers suck.
Actually,
okay. Damn, that was a loaded statement, right?
Yeah, just a bit. You bad boy.
So what did I say? That auto believers is those that like just accept everything and don't question nothing and something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, they just automatically accept it and assume
Hello,
everybody
everyone.
else does as well. Hello.
Okay, I had technical difficulties myself.
You did? Oh boy, it's obviously the day for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, people on YouTube, please give
Missed
me a
you,
thumbs
Jose.
up. Hey, what's up? Give me a thumbs up or tell me boom if you guys heard that the video, the clip that I was playing. I hope it's being heard on YouTube. The clip that I played. It's confusing because it was myself talking, and they said like, I don't know, I heard nothing. It's just me.
Just wait for them to catch up.
All right, let me see who's got comment on that statement that I did about auto believers.
please, I looked into it, Terry. The pencil was invented after the pen.
Was it? Oh yeah. I thought of that.
Yeah.
I thought of that. Yeah, we did do the pen. We did do the pen one time ages ago.
Although the ballpoint pen.
Is it so last century, is it?
Go forward. Tony disagreement. I will. There you
So
go.
we're not really coming up
I
with
will
any new-
disagree.
Sorry.
I will disagree with PhD Tony disagreement. I will totally disagree with PhD Tony disagreement. 100%.
What's he doing? I will disagree with you.
Oh, he disagreed with my comment about auto believers are just for no good. I don't even understand myself. You will not be giving an authoritarian a good position in any company, in any project. He will not be leading anybody. An auto hoaxer is just thrown to the corner. So that person, oh, hey, he's an auto hoaxer, I'm not going to hear to him. Versus an auto believer will be put on in a high position and will be speaking to a lot of people. He will be speaking things that he just believed and never questioned. That is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And I mean it.
Tony says there's too much human knowledge for anyone to be fully informed on the details of all science. How do you define human knowledge, Tony? how's that correlate to
Oh.
to the details of science?
Teaching.
I want to hear Tony when he joins. Learn and regurgitate. But they have that they heard before. Spew for controversy.
The knowledge you don't.
I agree probably on approach with others are just. All right, so what's going on here is this is a little over a year ago that I joined the Terry Davis channel, and I just went in because just coming in hot, just randomly saying random stuff. But PhD Tony was in the audience on the YouTube chat, and he didn't like what I say, and he joined the call, and then he had a kind of a back and forth with me, and I want to share that with you guys because it was interesting. So let's see when Tony joins, which he was now, and let's see what he has to say. That's what I want to hear. Then one, you guys' thoughts. I want to miss. Let's see what we got.
But you don't think that the tools that some of the tools you do learn at school help you practically in real life to help you to survive and actually function in society?
Depend where you went to school, the educational system, and the interest of the teachers and who the teacher was. Was he knowledge or was he a regurgitator?
Yeah, I think the unfortunate problem is that very often a teacher will end up in a school and they'll just get told, oh, well, you need to go teach the subject, even if you've got no background in it whatsoever.
If you guys need me to stop at any time, please let me know.
Yep,
Please,
okay.
please. All right.
They suddenly find that they're short of invariably, unfortunately, a science teacher or sports. That's
okay.
Certainly in the UK. Certainly in the UK, that seems to be a big issue. That they will throw teachers with no or very little subject knowledge into a subject because it's a warm body to stand in front of the class.
All right, and it's about to begin. Now we have PhD Tony versus Flip Flop. This took place on November 15 of 2020 on Terry Davis channel, the Aussie Perspective. Now is what we're gonna. Now is what I wanted to show you guys. Let's see how this goes. Thoughts before I play this?
I'm just wondering how many seconds it is before Tony goes fully ballistic on your ass.
Do you think? Why would you say that?
Because he has a habit of doing that. To be honest.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah.
It's from the beginning. PhD Tony has been like that. Like what? He got a short temper.
Sometimes he has. Yes, it depends how hard you wound him up. To be honest. Sometimes he's a bit of a slow burner. Other times he just seems to go, just bang, he's off. So, be interesting to see how he reacts in this one.
Perfect. Well, Big Blue, you were there. You remember a little bit.
I don't specifically remember what happened in this one, Jose. It'll be fun though.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be. I mean, this wasn't intended. It wasn't a one-on-one or nothing, but PhD Tony jumped in after I made a few statements that he just disagreed, and it was a big panel. And I think a lot of people is gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of commenting around, but it's mostly gonna be a Flip Flop versus Tony. And I cannot wait to play this for you guys. Here we go. Please tell me to stop at any time. Here we go.
You know whose fault that is, right? That's the fault of the people who are assigning the resources to this. You get what you pay for. You're not willing to pay for very intelligent, very knowledgeable people. Guess what? You don't get very intelligent, very knowledgeable people. If you want very intelligent, very knowledgeable, very capable people to teach, you need to pay more to teachers. You get the quality of education that you're willing to invest in. We are not investing in quality education. We don't get quality education. The other point that I would raise in response to Jose's points is that
the first point that you just spoke is that for children, a family that have children and want to give them a good education, they need to be wealthy. They need to have money, right, to put them in good schools. Is that what you are saying, Tony?
No. What I am saying is that the government should be making sure that all teachers are highly paid, to the point that you can attract intelligent, well-educated people into the profession. The public education system is underfunded, is what I am saying. You're right that if families are wealthy enough, they can pay to go to really good schools, and that's fine. What I'm saying is that actually, as a society, we need to be willing to invest more generally, so that every child has access to a decent level of education.
We could have extra billions of dollars if we stop selling false dreams. For example, in NASA, we are investing billions of dollars to do these projects since the 80s that haven't come to fruition, and we haven't seen anything. We could have billions of dollars for the educational system.
Well, I have to say that if I were to economize on the US economy, I would be taking money out of stupid investments in defense spending. I think that a lot of defense spending is misappropriated. I think that it goes to expensive, impractical projects, and the defense budget is, thousands of times larger than the NASA budget. So if we're going to talk real money, I think we should do that. Also, the US could save trillions of dollars a year by going to universal health care. They could also save quite a bit of money by not targeting stupid and counterproductive law enforcement exercises against things that are essentially harmless. A lot of law enforcement expenditure is completely wasted and socially counterproductive. So there are a lot of things that the US could save money by doing differently. But regardless of where the money comes from, I think that education needs to be invested in more heavily than it is. If you want to get technical experts, people with some decent scientific understanding, to stand in front of a class, because as it is, they can make much more money doing something else.
Yeah, we're trying to correlate this with the Australia's economy as well, with our education system and our spending in comparison to the Americans. Like you're saying, what their expenditure is for their infrastructure, but for us it's a lot different for what we have over here.
So this is a worldwide thing. And because there's no enough sources to educate people the best way possible to teach the youth and teach the adults also, they're just hiring a bunch of people from the streets that just need a job, and they are very smart and they have a brain that absorbs a lot of information. That's why what they're doing is just absorbing a lot of information and spewing it back forward into the empty vessels.
Well, actually, a lot of teachers aren't that good academically. If they were good academically, they'd be doing something else. But the other point that I would raise here, I was going to raise another thing.
Do you say that a lot of teachers are not that good academically? Because if they were good academically, they would be doing something else. Therefore, does he imply that the teachers are not very good academically in general? Because if teachers were good academically, they would be doing something else. So then what are the teachers? Not good at academically, or they must be good academically? Please help me out here. I mean, you understand my point where I'm coming from, right? It was like a little bit of a, I don't want to use the double speak thing, but I mean, it's implied. He say, if the teacher was better academically, he would be doing something else. Then we wouldn't have any teachers if they were all good. So therefore, all the teachers are either not too good academically, or what's going on here? Please help me out.
There always used to be a running joke in comedy over here is that those that can do and that those that can't teach. And I think that might be a little bit of where Tony's coming from. He obviously doesn't hold teachers in very high regard. And from his point of view, if they were really good at what they were teaching, then they wouldn't be teaching, because they'd be off doing something else in that field, getting better pay, better conditions. Because let's be honest, from what I've seen of certainly teachers over here, it's not a job I'd ever want to do. It's not very well paid. It's very long hours, you know, and budgets always seem to be getting cut. So as Tony's saying, if they're really good at something, why are they standing there teaching? Why aren't they off doing a better job in whatever field that they're teaching, earning better money, better conditions, better everything, I guess. So yeah, he obviously doesn't hold teachers in very high regard.
Teachers are in the mediocres, you know. They're educated but not very well educated, because if they were better educated, they would be doing something else, something higher than a teacher.
That's what he's implying.
It's
yes.
a little bit messed up, you know, mentality.
Yeah, but that's what he's saying. That's obviously his point of view.
Yeah. You want me to play a little bit more? Let's play a little bit more.
Yeah.
This is not too bad. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 tops, maybe less. I don't remember. I know it was short, kind of back and forth, because he's gonna get really hot. And I know I triggered him a little bit, but he's get hot. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, playing it now.
So a primary school teacher has to teach English. They have to teach science, and they have to teach earth science, biology, physics, mathematics, chemistry. And while it is it seems important to us to focus on the shape of the earth in this particular context, if we require that they have more detailed knowledge on that, then surely they should have more detailed knowledge on the processes of photosynthesis. Surely they should have more knowledge on the structure of the atom, how we know the size of the universe. And with that's mission creep, right? A primary school teacher is not, their job is not to provide the technical expertise. Now, that you're suggesting, but the point you raise is a good one, that if a child does have questions, they should have access to somebody with more technical expertise. The teacher should be able to go, well, I don't have the answer to that, but there's somebody in the school who does. So you can go and talk to them. And so that's the way. I don't think that we necessarily, no one person can cover all of the possible questions that a student can have, but we need to be able to direct the student to the right people with the right questions. Does that make sense?
Does it make sense to you? If you're okay with the answer, I mean, it's you who have to make sense. I don't have to.
Well, I'm asking you if my answer makes sense to you.
I don't even have to agree or disagree. I'm listening. I mean, you're explaining. There's a big audience listening out there.
well, you asked the initial question going on, and you made the initial point, and so I was hoping that there would be a communication process between us, in addition to everybody else. But that's okay. Anyway, those were the 2 points that I wanted to make.
Tony was ishing in the chat. Jose is wrong, and I'm gonna show him how it is. And he had to jump into to over here to to do his thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's, as you say, Tony, there's a big difference.
Absolutely. Did you agree that I was? Did you just say absolutely that I was wrong, or did you say absolutely I had to go and tell him my point of view and how I understand?
Well, I think both. The reason
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. If you say I'm wrong, you are wrong, Tony. You are wrong. Thank you.
Well,
you're telling me I'm wrong. I'll say you're wrong. Now it's a big contest over here.
So, what's up? Yeah. So I mean you go on, Alan. Obviously, I'm just.
I was just going to say, as you rightly pointed out, there is a big difference between teaching in primary school and teaching in secondary level schools, because mostly in primary schools they don't have subject area teachers. A teacher has to be able to teach all of the subjects required in the curriculum, and it's not just STEM and English, it's also history, geography, the arts. It's just such a big subject area that you tend to find that those doing primary education will have been educated to be a primary school teacher. They will have had a generalist education in order to do that. Whereas you get into secondary school where you start getting subject area teachers, and you're going to hope that the educators there have a decent amount of subject background, as well as a decent understanding of teaching.
Sorry, guys, I let it run a little bit longer. Any thoughts? Because you guys are quiet. I know it's only a few of you, Farmers, Blue, and Khalid. If you got any thoughts, please tell me to stop. I'm just, as I say earlier, it's not this long. It's maybe 5, 10, or 15 minutes tops on this. Maybe we'll play it, and then we'll just share the link. Hopefully, we'll get a live discussion here about whatever, something else.
If I recall correctly, at about this point, I had out my entrenching tool, digging the foxhole a bit deeper.
with your tin
Yeah, bringing back memories. Blue was biting his tongue a little bit. He said, like, damn, I just don't want to jump in there.
I'm definitely going to keep my head down.
Oh, man, yeah. It's strange when you are, like, on a sideline and you, like, I mean, you disagree with people that you're like, damn, I just want to tell them something, how fucking wrong they are, but you like hold back a little bit. It's a tough spot, Blue. I feel you, and I thank you for the jumping on down my throat on that day.
It was amusing.
Yeah, but sometimes I appreciate it also because that was my first time that I spoke with PhD Tony, and I know he didn't like me at all, because in chat boxes or whatever, he was always kind of really coming in hot and stuff. So that was a good opportunity for me and him to have a back and forth. I didn't care much of what's right or wrong. I was just there, to have the interaction and see how it went.
You're just there to troll.
Responsibly.
Yeah, of course.
I think you definitely elevated his level of festivity, without a doubt.
Yeah, and that was, remember, like what, September 2020. So that was kind of earlier in his days when he was starting to engage with people in chat and discussions. So that one like hit him in the sweet spot, because as for that point, he didn't find somebody like me. Like I was probably from his eyes, I was 100% wrong. But I was like so insistent, like, yeah, I'm right, and you're wrong. And he, I don't know, he was thinking like, how do I react to this? Do I yell at him? Do I swear at him? So I bet he was in that struggle, like, what do I do now? Yeah, I'm such an asshole. All right, let me play a little bit more, because I think he's getting a little bit hotter. So here we go. Shout out to LA Gonza. LA Gonza in chat box. He's my nephew, and he's staying over here with me. He's the brother of Luis. Remember Luis? He was here a few weeks ago.
Oh, yes.
And he's talking YouTube. So this is his brother, my other nephew, and he's spending a few days with me. That's why I've been hanging out over here with me in the house. Shout out to LA Gonza. After Luis, his name is Luis too. Luis, after I finish playing this clip, I'm gonna call you so you can say hello to a few guests that I got here on camera. Boom! All right, let me play this for a few more minutes. Here we go.
But yes, as you say, many people who are teaching in secondary schools, especially in STEM subjects, And they're not going to be the top flight academics, because if they were, they would be in tertiary education, not secondary.
My question will be, what makes a person qualified to call somebody being right or wrong on a personal opinion? When Tony and myself, we had a personal opinion. What qualifies a person to call somebody being wrong?
Well, I would suggest that the reason I say that is because what you're suggesting, the solution you're suggesting, is not practically achievable. So if you say the world should be like this would be a better way to do things, but that is impossible.
Yeah, but I didn't say none of that.
You did. You said
no, I didn't.
That,
you are
yes,
rephrasing what I said.
No, 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 no.
The thoughts that
Okay.
I had, and you are interpreting it that way. You're presenting it in a way that I didn't say it. You're presenting it that way, but
okay,
that's not
well
what
then
I said.
allow me to repeat what I heard. What I heard you say was that teachers should be well informed enough to address any technical question that any child in their class has about the shape of the earth. I extrapolated this to any other subject on which the teacher might be teaching stuff, because there's no reason why the shape of the earth should be especially valuable knowledge. So now what your statement, the effect of your statement is that primary school teachers should be well enough informed on every aspect of every subject that they are teaching, that they should be able to deal with dissenting children and answer their questions with great rigor. My response to that position is that that is impractical to achieve. Now, am I wrong in suggesting that the shape of the world is not special? Do you feel that basically, as a general rule, teachers should be well educated on the shape of the earth, but all of the other topics that they're teaching, they don't need to be specially educated on? Is that your position?
You're asking me now for an opinion that will make no difference whatsoever on the topic on hand.
I am asking you to clarify your position.
Oh, so you weren't listening. You come in over here to reinterpret what I say it in a different way, and then try to put me in the spot as like, oh,
okay, can I just suggest that I did not come in here to personally attack you?
I didn't say that.
And the vehemence with which I am being greeted in response to the things I say, and I felt like I said them fairly civilly.
Oh, me as well.
Okay, then I'm uncertain why this is veering so sharply into a ditch, because you're now saying that I wasn't listening to what you said, that I'm not arguing in good faith. You're refusing to clarify your position, and you're basically adopting an academic, an intellectually dishonest stance.
That is your opinion. I respect your opinion.
Allow me to finish what I'm saying. Allow me to finish what I'm saying.
You mad, bro?
You do not get to interrupt me and then say.
That was odd.
What happened there?
Happened? What happened?
All right. All of a sudden, everything went silence like there.
Yeah.
So I just paused this for a second. It's a little. I'm a little confused too. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think because we went off a little. We went a little hot. Maybe Terry muted us or muted him. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, he might. Yeah, he could well have done.
Yeah. So let me mute and play and see this what happened after that. I think it's almost over or pretty much over. So here we go. We're gonna play now.
Maybe he blew up
sure.
his mic. He got shouty. He got very, very emotionally invested into this. It's not good.
Terry, would you like to explain what just happened? Okay. I am unaccustomed to being interrupted while I am still in the process of saying something. Can you please refrain from doing that, Jose? Is that within your capabilities?
Yes, sir. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't say I say this, I say that. Make your point and don't say what I
think
say
I was
in your
muted
way.
then. No one could hear me. Sorry. Yeah, I
You
muted.
can speak all you want. I won't interrupt, you know. I
Yeah,
won't interrupt if you don't put words in my
You
mouth.
have interrupted me 5 times already in this.
Well, I'm trying to speak here because I was muted. Sorry. Now, can I speak? How do I unmute people? Oh, I've got to ask to unmute, do I? Isn't there a way you can just unmute people?
Yeah, I think we have to unmute ourselves, Terry.
Oh, you have to unmute yourself. Yeah, I can mute you, and you can unmute yourselves. I think you just need to step back a bit and be a bit more mature about this and re-clarify any statements before things get a bit too heated, because things just seem to go down a rabbit hole when things don't get clarified from the onsets.
So when I asked for clarification, I was personally attacked as somebody who wasn't paying attention to the conversation and doesn't know what I was talking about. No clarification was forthcoming.
Well, if you didn't understand what his initial
I maintain that I did understand what he was saying, and I am now asking for clarification. Now, normally, I would expect that he would be willing to restate his position. Instead, he decided to personally attack me.
Okay, but there's no need for personal attacks or anything. Just stick.
Yeah,
to
I
the
didn't personal attack. He can
You
tell me
did.
what kind of person. Well, thank you.
Do I have to? I won't mute you. I'll mute you again if you just keep going. This is not very mature of adults.
I didn't personal attack. He is just.
Yeah, no, you did
So you can't help. You can't help yourselves, can you?
Yeah, indeed. So I didn't personally attack. If he felt
Just get back to the subject, the topic. Don't worry about.
Okay. Do you accept the proposition that there is a limit to how technically competent teachers can be in the various subjects that they have to teach?
Yes, why not?
Okay. Do you accept that at lower levels of education, teachers have very broad teaching responsibilities and therefore a lot of subjects they have to teach?
For the hell of accepting it, because you're now interrogating me, yes.
Okay, so you will accept that people and again, that is a characterization of my me personally, right? When you describe what I'm saying as an interrogation, that is a personal characterization, right?
That's my opinion.
Okay, so having accepted that,
well, we're not getting anywhere here.
Having accepted.
Don't try to talk over me, Tony, when I'm speaking. Thank you.
Sorry, there was a delay there. I did not mean to speak over you. My apologies, Terry.
I think it's more Jose's chance to actually have his say and actually reinterpret and emphasize any statements that he was making before anyone else comments, which would make a better clarification on the topic that Jose's talking about.
It will take me 10 seconds.
Yeah, you're fine.
Auto believers are worse than the auto hoaxers. I'll tell you why. Auto hoaxers are dangerous and they will not be hired by a very corporation, education, by the government, because they are not to be trusted. But the auto believers, that the ones that swallow everything they read and they get a very good memory to remember everything they read and they are able to regurgitate it at command, those are the dangerous ones, because those are the ones that are put in higher position and also to teach our children. Those are dangerous that don't question what they learn. They just learn it and regurgitate it. That's my point.
I need some more clarification in the auto believing and auto hoaxing type scenario. What you?
All right,
Yeah.
auto hoaxing is a person that everything they see, everything they hear, everything they read is automatically fake, and they preach forward and they tell people, oh, the news are all fake. You see this accident in the news is fake. You see this explosion is fake. These big events of war, all fake. Nobody died, nobody got hurt. Those are the auto hoaxers. Those people are not going to get a job, because when people when they go to an interview, they realize, oh, this guy is dangerous. You know, he just doesn't believe anything I tell him. You know, how am I going to give him a job? Auto believers, they read 1, 2, 3 books. They read an encyclopedia. They go to Wikipedia and they learn 45 articles, and they are very knowledgeable by reading and absorbing all the information they read. Have they done any research on what they read? Those people that are considered auto believers do not do any research. Now, if you have been in the field, if you have done something about the topic you're learning, that you're not an auto believer. But the auto believers are the ones that just read, they hear the news, and everything is 100% facts because I heard it in CNN, Fox, and ABC News. They don't question it whatsoever. Those are dangerous because they will go to the neighbor. Hey, neighbor, did you heard that there was a plane that got abducted by UFOs? No, yeah, it happens because I see it on the news. Those are the auto believers. Those are dangerous people. Nothing to be over here offended, triggered, or emotionally invested about.
That's true. No, conversations don't need to go down that type of emotional roller coaster.
So it happened.
Okay. We'll get over it. It's okay.
Well, I would respond by saying that the assertion that auto believers end up as teachers preferentially is factually incorrect. And I was trying to talk about the properties of people who are teachers. There is literally no one who is academically competent to get high marks by reading a syllabus who immediately goes out and then says, well, I believe in UFOs because I heard it on the radio.
Yeah, I think we're discussing a subject that I brought up a while back. It's certain people are genetically disposed. I can't think of the word.
Predisposed.
Predisposed to certain things, whether it be astrophysical, astronomy, astrological type stuff, religion, all those type of things. Like same as somebody might like football, somebody might like racing, car racing, somebody might like betting, gambling. There's all these types of things that different traits that people have. And they weren't indoctrinated in those things.
No, they learnt them out of enthusiasm and interest. I am The point I was trying to make is that a lot of teachers will only have a very superficial understanding of the, only a relatively superficial understanding of the materials that they are presenting. This is necessary because they are actually presenting a very broad variety of materials, and they cannot acquire a deep understanding of all of those materials. This would tend to run counter to, they are teaching such a broad variety of material that they cannot possibly investigate all of the controversies that might arise surrounding them. By definition, primary school teachers are not going to be the people you want addressing technical questions from students. And I rather object to the characterization of teachers as dangerous. I rather object to the suggestion that that teachers preferentially mindlessly repeat that which they have heard. And I would suggest that it actually shows a profound misunderstanding of the education process, because the entire point of the education process is to get people to think critically, to analyze the information, because a person who believes everything that they are told is going to end up insane, because they're going to get told, for instance, that the world is a globe or that the world is flat. Who are they going to believe? They're being told two contradictory things. It's not possible for one person to believe everything that they're told. It's just not, it doesn't make any sense, because there's stuff out there that directly contradicts other stuff out there. And so what we try and do in the education system is equip people with the logical and intellectual tools to critically think about which of the arguments is more, if either, is more persuasive or more factually grounded or more reasonable. That is the purpose of the education process, but it doesn't really work with 6-year-olds. It doesn't work with 8-year-olds. For those purposes, you just need to instill in them tools. You need to give them the intellectual tools that they can use later on when their brains have matured sufficiently that they can actually start on their journey into critical thinking. But 6-year-olds and 8-year-olds, well, I want an ice cream. Why can't I have an ice cream? Well, it's not good for you. There are various reasons why you can't have an ice cream. Well, that doesn't matter to me. I want an ice cream. It's just not. You don't reason with children. There's a reason you don't reason with children, because they're often very unreasonable creatures.
I agree with you, Tony.
Yeah, they don't understand the concept of the logic. If you give them an
and in those early years, the years we refer to as grade school, early grade school, everything is rote taught and rote learned. It has to be. There's simply no way for young children like that, to truly have gain the understanding that you get as you get further up the food chain. And your point's well taken, Tony. I mean, teachers in the grade school levels are put upon to handle a number of different subjects. And at first, and at least in the school system I went to, I was with one teacher all day long. So that teacher had to be subject matter expert on everything.
Yeah.
As we move a little further along, then you start seeing certain teachers that are specializing in history or art or whatever. Yeah. And as you well know, by the time you reach the level of college, it is totally
specialized.
Exactly. You don't have a physics teacher teaching chemistry. You don't have a chemistry teacher teaching electrical engineering. Yep. It just doesn't happen.
Yep.
We stick to our specialties then.
I just want to say that
you're beyond the rote learning phase.
Yeah, that's right.
It's no longer monkey see, monkey do. You are expected at that point to begin to understand the material that's being presented to you.
Yeah. Jose raises a really critical point, and I think it's a really good one, which is that a teacher who gets a difficult question and just says, shut up, sit down and listen to me, that's a very dangerous teacher, and it's a very bad teacher. There should be resources available to a teacher who has a curious student who wants to get more information. The teacher should have the option of saying, look, if you want more information on this, there's a teacher over there, or there are books in the library, we can help you. And I think that to me was sort of the essence of what Jose was saying was dangerous. And I agree that you don't want to have the curiosity stamped out of young children, crushed out of young children by people just saying, never ask any questions. And I think Jose makes a very good point that is a very negative aspect. And I said as much early on in this discussion. So yeah, I think that we need better funding so that we have better teachers, and we also need resources so that if a teacher does get a curious or bright student, they can go, okay, here's a way you can get answers to your questions. On the other side, if there are kids who will just ask questions just to be troublesome, and there are other kids who will ask really stupid questions that aren't necessarily going to go anywhere. So it's a difficult thing.
Terry, Scott, Howard, Tony, Alan.
I'm sorry.
Blue, thank you very much for having me. I'm out of here. I expect at least not to hear misrepresentation of what I stated. I will keep listening because I will jump back and defend myself. Thank you very much. Boom. Oh man, I'm not gonna play anymore, but I'm gonna share the link of this original video. You guys, I encourage you to go and check it out. Now the time where I stopped it is 2:24, and yes, there was more. After that, I know that Tony was just going on because Jose was saying this, and Jose say that, and because when Jose say this, and I just get so annoyed when people just interpret what I say in a different way, but it is what it is. It was fun. It was good time. Big shout out to Terry and shout out to you. So please click on the link that I put on YouTube and give Terry some support. Terry, don't copyright strike before playing your video and using your format, because Terry's format is he plays other people's videos, analyze it, and talk about it. So I'm doing the same format on playing somebody else's video, analyzing it on the channel that does that. This is so fucking meta. Thank you, Terry. Shout out to you, man.
He will not mind you playing that and plugging his channel whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
That I do know.
Big shout out to everybody in YouTube land. That was a recording from a little over a year ago. If you showed up now, like a bunch of people, including Hold On, Slice Sparkane, I saw Gary Webenga over there somewhere, Zep Tepi, everybody on RT96. Don't forget to hit the like, share the show, and support on PayPal if you can. I would really appreciate that. Thoughts, guys?
Well, all I say is we've got 38 watching and 36 likes, which is pretty damn good, I think.
Very, very good. This is excellent. Yeah.
Yes, that's a very good ratio. Yeah. It was a most definite flip flop moment, that, and Tony was in his slow burning mode, and then the fuse got to the end, and boom, off he went. I think he might be a little bit wiser to that sort of thing now.
Hey, Howard, how you doing? Welcome. You in a good spot now? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I might have a signal for a minute. And just, Tony, I recognize Tony's intellect. He's very smart man, very educated, successful at what he does.
Mm.
But I find him a little abrasive to listen to. And I do find it interesting that he made the comment that it's a bad teacher will tell the student to sit down and shut up and listen to what I say. I've heard Tony come out of his mouth, it's time for you to shut up and listen to an expert. So that type of stuff is, I don't care if he's talking to Nathan Thompson, that rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. I've heard him say that.
Yeah, it's different when you are on a discussion and you act certain way and you do things certain way. From in the moment, in the heat of the moment, you think you're correct and you're right and you're getting a rise of the other person and you're getting the audience behind you. But in the big picture, if you see somebody else doing that or see in a different environment, you're gonna see it from a different point of view. Like it's a different an outer experience. Like if I am being an asshole to somebody, but from my perspective, I'm okay. I'm having fun. I'm being an asshole to somebody, but I'm having fun. But if I am in the other side as an audience, listening to somebody being an asshole to somebody else, I'm gonna say like, dude, he's being an asshole. Like, just mute him or boot him or do something with him. But didn't I remember that I was doing that before? Before, or I do that sometimes myself. Yeah, I see you, man. I see where you're coming from. Yeah, don't criticize things that you do yourself. Pretty much. Criticize them is good, but don't say it's right or wrong, because if you do it, then you're saying you're wrong yourself. like in that point,
Right.
Yeah, that was fun. I had to share that with you guys. I planted, I told you a few weeks ago, I planted a little plant, and look, I did a little time lapse of 1 hour. Look at this time lapse of this plant, and 1 hour time lapse. There's no sound or nothing. 1 hour in 1 minute 20 seconds. Check this out, man. There, I flipped the little thing where I plant them, and they like bend, and they try to find the light source, the sun. Check this out. 1 minute 20 seconds. Check this out, man. It's really cool. Because I'm sitting in here in the computer, and then I look over there, I go like, what the hell? The plants are like all tilted that way. Then I flip the thing where they tilting over me, and I'm in the computer another hour, or I'll go inside. When I come out, the plants are pointing that way again. I go, what the hell? So I had to record the time lapse. I say, is somebody playing a trick on me? I'm flipping the thing. No, they actually bending, finding that. There you go. Really cool, man. Right in front of your eyes.
That's cool. I like that.
Why is that, man? It just is.
Plants can do some very clever things. The seeds, when they're underground and can't see the light, they know which way is up. And yes, they need the light to photosynthesize, so they follow the light.
Yeah, and that was like last week. They're really big today. I have to now I have to plant them in the bigger pot. Hold on for a second. So, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Have a good one, man. Got mail. What? Sorry.
Delivery?
Yeah. Bendy Plant Light. Bendy Plant Light. Shout out to Buster.
I'm sure there is a term for it, but I can't remember what it is.
So did you guys see the MC Tune takedown of that Daniel Baggins or something like that?
Yes, Daniel. Oh, what was his bloody name?
Yeah.
Yes, that was
Shyster from way back. That's probably the most amazing takedown of a shyster that I've ever seen.
Yes, it was quite something, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was epic.
Yes, sir.
I still can't get over the fact that he was perfectly prepared after MC Tuna revealed that he was quite blatantly lying about all of this, that he stayed there and tried to defend himself. And it was a case of, do you really want to keep digging that hole that's just getting deeper and deeper? I'm sure anybody else would have made some pathetic excuse and just hung up the call. But no, he not only did he stay there, that he did the epic, we can all see that you're muted and you're ranting and raving. Absolutely priceless. The balls of the guy to stay there and try and defend everything that was then revealed about him, and his very, very shady past and all the rest of it. And it was just like, really? You're going to sit there and defend yourself?
Yeah. I felt sorry for the guy at first. And, you know, about halfway through, all that other stuff came out. And, yeah, I didn't have any pity for the guy after that.
No. I mean, you know, sort of saying, oh, yes, this photo I took with my, you know, his mobile phone, his Google Pixel 4, whatever it was. But, oh, yeah, this photo I took with this camera and this dirty, sodding, great big zoom lens, telephoto lens. And then MC2 just goes, no, because if you look at the data on the photo, they're both taken by the same Pixel 4 mobile phone camera. So you can't have been where you said you were. And then we get that whole sort of, and now we cut to our reporter live on the scene. Yes, I'm standing where you actually took that second photo. You know? Oh, that was epic. Absolutely. It's priceless. Loved it. Yeah.
No, you know, little beads of sweat had to pop right on his forehead when that started going down.
Yeah.
Check.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Hey, look at this is my plants now. Look how big they are compared to the little video clip.
Oh yeah,
they're ready to be replanted. This is a tiny.
Yeah, the roots will soon be too much for that, won't they?
And then this one is a different kind. I planted the same amount of those, but just 2 were successful. And they're growing a lot slower. These are flower plants and stuff. And then this one, I grabbed a little piece of my citronella. What was the name? The citronella, the whatever plant, the big plant that I had here.
Oh yeah.
And I planted a little piece, and look, it's growing really good now. I like it because it looks like marijuana, but it's not. It looks like kind of, right? Kind of a little.
I guess sort of, yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool, man. I like having little plants in here. I have created this from seeds. I'm proud of them.
Give it a chance. Yeah, Daniel Seppings was that character's name.
Have I squeak earth today? I haven't done this.
No, you haven't.
So
no,
now the first squeaky earth of 2022. I want to give a big shout out to the warning, no stupid people beyond this point. Big shout out to the JG clock. The time never changes in JG Earth. The Puerto Rican flag and squeaky earth. Here we go. The troll died.
No.
Yeah, he actually did.
Nice. Squeaky earth.
Chris left the call because of squeaky earth only. Very nice. That was a very solid sound.
Yep.
Yeah, ¿qué tiene? I see Sly and Buster, you guys want to jump in and I give you guys the floor to talk for a few minutes? It don't have to be long, maybe a few minutes. Instead of typing in the chat box with words, you know, you can say a little more. So I'm going to share the link. If you guys want to jump in, I think we could hold back and just let them have the floor for a few minutes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sly's here on one of the occasions that we're not using Discord. So,
hey, go Sly. Google Meets.
I know he doesn't use Discord, so
Google Meets. Make sure that you're using the account where it will show the username like Sparkane. And Buster, make sure that the account that you are logging in, it will be the Buster account. And if I see a name that is trying to join that I don't recognize the name, I will deny you the entrance over here. Unless you tell me, it's me, I'm going to join with the name, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Just to be sure. How is 2022 so far, Howard?
Busy.
Yep.
It's always busy, but it's always a bad month or a couple of weeks for me because I got to get all my taxes straightened out. And that's always a pain in the ass.
Right. Okay.
It's not a pain in the ass. I've got a CPA, but it's a pain in the pocketbook.
Plans on any changes, big changes from previous years to this one, Howard, or just try to keep it smooth like previous years?
It's going pretty smooth and no changes in the future. Just keep on going.
That's it. Good stuff, man. And I wish you the best of lucks in there, man. It have worked out for you for a while, so hopefully everything go as planned.
Yes, sir. I might be buying me a new truck. Please.
Nice.
You know, I put enough miles on it. I drive every week, and I'm not in love with the truck I've got. It works. It's a truck, but I want a nice truck. You know, I spend more time in my truck than I do at home, so I deserve to have a nice truck. You know, so I'm probably going to bite the bullet and buy me a new truck this year.
Nice, man. Hell yeah. I'm happy when people get new cars and new toys. That's a big boy toy, right there.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about getting?
Yeah,
Howard?
these are they. 389. The big, you know, the truck, the truck of trucks, I guess you call it.
Oh yeah.
But I'm kind of hoping the numbers come down on them. They're pretty crazy right now. I was looking at a used 2000 model 370, the older model of the big Peterbilt. It wanted 85,000, and 2 years ago that was a $50,000 truck, and now they're wanting 85,000 for it.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all the price of trucks are way up. Brand new trucks are running around 200,000.
Holden knows the trucker's life, and it sucks, he say.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's still kind of amazing to me though that they can build one of those things and sell it and make money at $200,000.
Yeah, there's a lot there. It really is.
Yeah.
John Rapp.
Hell,
Go ahead.
You can spend that on way too many passenger cars these days.
Yeah.
Can you believe that John Rapp just realized what hold on name? Like hold on name. Hold on. That's his name.
That's okay, John. We're patient. We can wait for you to catch up.
RT96 say $85,000. That's like 2 graphics cards. 2 graphic card bargain.
No, it's not.
Blue, go ahead, man. You were going to say something. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to ask Howard where he is tonight.
I am near El Paso, and I'll be in Phoenix, Arizona tonight. I was in Nashville, Tennessee yesterday at noon.
Yeah, Howard just gave you guys, the audience, the location. Good luck finding him. Good luck pulling the right truck out of the road, right?
Yeah, because he'll be the only truck out there, yeah. Oh, there he goes, look.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's probably 20 within sight of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
in your visual range. In your visual range, yeah. They ain't gonna find you.
Yeah, but yours says hi, I'm Howard on the back of it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Mine says just load the wagon, don't never mind the mule.
Yeah, hold on, did it for 3 years, trucker life. But we have way smaller cabins in the US. We have way smaller cabins that the US has. so he wouldn't do it in the United States anyway. Does depend on the truck, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Certainly the ones over here are much smaller in the UK.
Yeah.
Where's Hold On? He's not in the UK, is he?
Hold on, I think it is.
I guess some drivers, they spend a lot more time sitting still than some of us do. But myself, I'm either driving, fueling, or sleeping. I don't jack around and keep my door closed and go. You know, I don't really driving or I'm asleep. So I'm not that. I don't really care that much about having a lot of room to move around, you know.
Yeah.
Oi.
It's live. What's up, man?
Hey, does this mic sound all right? This is a totally different mic than what I'm used to.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like
I bought a cheap set of. Yeah, I bought a cheap set of wireless headphones, and well, cheap meaning inexpensive, and and it doesn't have a microphone actually on a boom that comes out in the front. It's actually got a microphone up on the side, and I just wanted to make sure that it sounds at least that can be heard.
Yes. That's what my wireless ones are like. There's no boom. It's just built into one of the.
Better.
Yeah, I got that.
Sounds better than sounds better than 90% of the flat earthers microphones.
That's true. Yes.
All right, so I have a question now. I posted something over in the side there about the fact that some flat earther was trying to tell me that the moon or the shadow of the Earth cannot be that which causes an eclipse because the shadow of a sphere onto a sphere would make a parabola of a shadow instead of a circular shadow, which I thought was absolutely hysterical. I demonstrated it last night, and dude's still going on about it in Flat Earth Math's community post. It's hysterical. But I do have a question, though. I have been made aware. Now, yes, I have a Discord account. I've had one for a couple of years. I've only used it twice because I am totally not familiar with the Discord environment. I just have not taken the time, nor have I honestly really given much of a damn to learn it. Which, I mean, I apologize to everybody who likes Discord. I just don't know it. It might as well be, a PC user going to Apple. It's just, I don't know it. And but my question is this. Apparently, now, according to this gentleman in the chat, I think his name's Buster, and I've heard this also from other people, that apparently Bev did his water level test. Does anybody have access to that?
No.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm assuming that some of you have probably at least seen it. Now, as I understand it, Bev did a 400-meter overlapping 400-meter distance overlapping water tubes test.
Yes.
But not in a straight line that you could look down them.
As far as I know, yes. And I think he also made no effort to view down the two of them from the end of one to the far end of the other.
Well, that's
so just purely objectively speaking, regardless of my own personal feelings about Bev, a worthless test.
Absolutely worthless. Not only did he not, he categorically refuses to look from one end to the other, and see where the center tubes are lining up. He totally refuses to
because
do that. He knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, because the entire purpose of doing a and yes, everybody loves reminding me. And by the way, in February or March, I will be doing Bug Light. Finally, the restrictions have gone far enough, and I meet the requirements to be able to go out and do whatever I need to do. But the funny part is that just categorically doing a long distance water level test with multiple water levels along the way I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the whole purpose of doing that test is to look down them to see if there is, look just like looking down a freshly bought board that you bought over at the hardware store, is to see if it produces an arc or any kind of abnormality, or if it's a straight line. I mean, am I wrong in assuming that?
No, that's
No, that,
absolutely correct. That's totally
yeah, that's the definitive part of the test, which would differentiate between the two shapes.
Right.
Otherwise, all
And-
you're proving is that water is level by using a damn water level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just, and I don't. Well, I do get the purpose of him doing it, because apparently I mean, am I wrong? I think at some point somebody helped him finance the pieces that he has or something like that.
Right.
So obviously he needs to produce a test. What do you call it? But obviously producing a test that is guaranteed not to show any results, even if his stuff didn't leak. Yes, Sly's stuff leaked like hell. Okay, leaked like hell. I'm not the one hiding from that. I'm the one telling it. And you know what? As a matter of fact, the live stream is still up on GeoStraber's channel, and the explanation of the showing of the water levels is still up on my channel. So hiding from this, oh my God, I'm so tired of hearing people tell me that I'm hiding from it. The shit leaked. And what do you call it? And so I would honestly, to all all my lovely critics, all of my fans, I would honestly love to know when was the last time that they actually built something a mile long that had to be watertight the whole way and succeeded. I mean, other than obviously higher level engineers, I know the boat drag building and all this other stuff, but what do you call it? Somebody who did this with a couple bucks and some friends and I don't know, and duct tape. I mean, sorry, stuff like that's going to happen. But again, as I've said many times before, despite how many people want to call me a fraud, I still have all the gear. And this is going to happen again. Unfortunately, the only problem that I ran into is after I performed the first test, I moved. Okay, went through some stuff in my personal life. And so I moved. So that put that on hold. But then as soon as I figured, I was like, all right, I got time to do it. Then COVID hit. Sorry.
Yeah.
And what do you call it? And there was nothing I could do about that. And so I've been waiting it out just like everybody else. And of course, I got all my fans like telling me, oh, you ain't never going to do it again. Otherwise, you would have done it already. Kind of like the moon landing argument, And it's just,
Can I hold on 1 second? I want to jump in and welcome everybody that just joined in the last few minutes while Sly was in. I want to thanks also everybody on YouTube chat box. Hello, I saw a few new people that pop in. Welcome, have fun, everybody. Just have fun, interact with each other. Tag me or tag the panelists and see if I or they read your comments and they want to address it. It's up to them. Or if you want your comments to be heard, just join the Google Meets. If you want to join the Google Meets, make sure that you are logging in using the username that you want to be shown on YouTube. The account of Gmail is going to show you a username. Make sure that you're not doxing yourself or by any accident or something. So make sure you're logging in with the correct account. Big shout out over here in the call. Big Blue, Brian Mabbit, Farmer's Boy, Gary Way Benga, Howard Moore, Leo and Sly Sparkane, and a big, massive thank you to Mark Tin for supporting me via PayPal. Thank you for the $20, Martin. Very appreciated. And if you guys are hot micing, Brian Mabbit was hot micing a little background noise. If you guys are not speaking, please mute yourself unless you want to speak. The floor is all yours. I'm gonna try not to be moderator or too hard with the hammer. Have fun with each other, guys. The floor is all yours. Question, comments, concerns. Boom, I'm out.
Let me just throw in one more thing before everybody else starts, just to respond to Buster over here in the chat. You could have watched it live while like some of us did. Well, that would be easy if I wasn't blocked by Bev on everything that he's got. Okay. Bev blocked me probably, I would honestly guess that it was probably about a year ago now, because of the fact that I was not having it that he was calling people pedophiles because he would invite them to come talk to his son and then call him a pedophile when they did.
Let's try to avoid that one situation, because
Yeah,
because it might catch up in the YouTube chat box, and I hate to, I don't want that topic to be spoken about here. Let's talk about the test and other things. Let's not talk about that specific reason, please.
100% cool with that, and I was just giving the reason, not a reason, but the reason why I wouldn't have been able to watch it live from a Bev stream anyway.
Sly, I have
hold on, Rail. Hold on. Sly,
no,
are you of the understanding that a water level is a optical device?
I'm talking. Don't interrupt me, Brian.
No, I'm not. You're not talking. I'm talking.
Yes, I was.
Sly,
I was in the middle of saying
are you
something.
of the assumption that a water level is an optical
I don't care.
device?
You're interrupting me, Brian. I was in the middle of asking Sly something, and you're interrupting me. Sly.
Sir.
Before Brian interrupted me, I was about to tell you. So you were running your tests, and then COVID hit. Does that confirm 2022 COVID's because of Sly Sparkane?
Oh, is that all you wanted to fucking say, Lyle?
Brian, why do you have to interrupt me? I mean, I don't care if you talk, but you speak right in the middle of me speaking.
Because he's Brian.
Sly, are you assuming a water level is an optical device?
He never said that.
No, it's not an optical device.
Why would Bev look down water level?
Hold on. Okay, I'll answer. I'll answer that. I'll answer that with a very simple example. Why would you look down a long plank of wood at the hardware store? Is a long plank of wood an optical device?
This is not a long plank of wood.
No, I didn't say it was.
Water level, which actually works around corners, doesn't it, Sly?
Of course.
Why would you?
Then
why would you?
Would you expect Bev to look down it if it worked around fucking corners?
I'll give you the answer. If you would like the answer, I'll give it to you. It's very simple. When you are trying to determine if water level follows the curvature of the earth or if it is a plane, then what you need to be able to do is look down that line of water levels to find out if it's making a curve or a plane.
Water level. That's what it's called. Water level, not a fucking water optical device.
Who said it was?
It gives you a plane between 2 points of the surface of water.
Uh-huh.
All you've got to do is overlap them and carry that plane on.
And do what?
And prove there is no fucking curvature.
How?
By there is no curvature to water, Sly. That's why it's called a...
Why are you yelling, man?
What? Because you're fucking so stupid.
No.
Yes.
How fucking ironic, man.
It is not a fucking optical device. So don't go slagging Bev off that he didn't look down a non-optical device.
He's slagging himself off.
So let me ask, Brian, why, look, going back to that plank of wood, why would you sight down the length of that plank of wood? Would you answer, please?
Who are you talking to?
You.
We're not looking down a piece of wood. We're
No,
using
no,
a water level.
Answer the question.
Doesn't require an optical fucking thing. It is 2 points that form a perfect level plane between the two. Points. Isn't it?
Why would you look down the plank of wood?
fucking ridiculous.
To see if it's
Yes, you
curved.
are.
Ridiculous. And Sly
Yes, you are,
knows.
Brian. You are ridiculous.
If
You're
you say,
essentially
and
saying
Sly,
that if
no.
you-
Oh, I'm
You're
sorry. I'm
essentially
sorry.
saying if you can see both ends of the piece of wood, it doesn't matter.
We're
The
not
damn wood has
looking
got to
at
be
a piece of
straight.
fucking
That
wood.
is not the
We're
reason.
using
God,
a
why can't you
fucking
even answer the
water
simple
level.
question? What's the
He won't.
problem,
There is
Brian?
no optical
Why
fucking
can't you
backup
answer
for
a
a
simple
water
damn
level.
question? What is
It
wrong with
works
you?
round fucking corners. How the fuck can you look down it if it's working round a fucking corner?
Was it working around a corner?
Is that what he
Yeah,
did?
we have
It
them lined
doesn't
up.
matter. It is
Is that what he
level
did?
wherever you fucking put it. You can put it on the other side of your house and it
Yeah.
will set a level from
Well,
one
that would be an even
to the
stupider
other.
test than the one he
Won't
actually
it,
did,
Sly?
Brian.
Right, but we're not
even
testing.
dumber.
We're not testing what's going on around the corner of the house now, are we?
Why? Why can't we?
If you want to, but it doesn't have anything to do with the shape of the earth.
Or if it's the other side of your fucking house, you do not use it optically.
Jesus Christ, Brian, I got work boots that are smarter than you. Jesus.
You do not fucking sight.
Brian,
a
why are
water
you
level.
yelling? Why are you
Because
yelling?
You are fucking ridiculous in saying that.
Really? Is that why you're avoiding the other question?
There is
Yeah,
no
that's why
other
I did.
question. A water level is not used by line of fucking sight.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
Okay.
idiot.
Okay.
How do you see a water
Thank
level
you.
if you can't use optics?
Brian
good
Mavitt,
question.
wait, guys.
Good,
Brian
back.
Mavitt have left the call. Maybe he dropped. Maybe, hopefully, he come back. I was just typing in the chat box. I am letting you guys talk. I am having fun. So are you. I'm gonna try not to interrupt unless it gets personal. You know, a personal situation or something very delicate. But I know all we want to have is have fun and have the conversation. So I'll give you guys the floor back.
I have one question for you, Jose. Even though I don't normally succumb to this, but it does happen. I understand the non-ridiculing of people and all this other stuff. Aside from that being an obvious display of somebody ridiculing other people, is turnabout fair play?
Oh, turnabout. You got me. I have no idea what that is. You want to describe that? Give me an example.
A simple thing is, if you call me a bitch and I call you a bitch back, am I wrong?
Oh no, that's totally fair. Yeah, fair.
Okay,
game.
that is a prime example of turnabout is fair play. Meaning that what you do to me, I can do to you back, and that's at least at that limit is fair. I just wanted to know. That's all. Because I love it when people come in with whether it's in a chat box or whether it's on a live stream or something like that, when they start just coming with the blatant insults and and clearly displaying that they actually do not have the point that they think that they have. Now, I personally know a water level is not an optical device. However, using a water level to measure something over a distance is is used along with citing the levels.
Affirmative.
And his example of, you can use it around the house. Yes, you can. I've actually used a water level that was actually fed through a hole in a wall so we can get the right height for a drill hole that went through a 2.9 meter concrete wall and all this. Yes, that it does have its purposes of a non-line of sight tool. However, if you are trying to find out what the shape is of water level across a distance, the only way you can get that with a water level is multiple points measuring the height of a water level along a straight line that you can optically see if it is curving or if it is straight. So yes, you can put one around the side of a house, but it's really not going to be very good for that purpose when judging the shape of the earth.
Should be pretty clear, even to the flat earthers, that a water level has 2 points, the two ends of it. And those 2 points could only define a straight line. It could never define anything else. It's only 2 points.
Yep, just like his Bev's original test idea when he was talking with Brandon, and he was talking about doing sighting level between it was 3 points, A, B, and C, and sighting level between A and B, and then sighting a level from B to C, and then he was asked, well, what happened? What's it going to look like if we put the auto level at B? And he goes, no, we would take B out and do A to C.
Oh, yes.
Right. He knows that point's high. He knows it is.
I still have a recording of that video, and what do you call it? And I also made it into a very easy to read and understand slide. So, I mean, I understand that there are people who are fans of Bevs, I guess, or fans of flat Earth, and therefore the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and therefore trying to back what Bev is doing. And I told him, I said, hey, show me the stuff that you're going to do. And we went back and forth for more than a year. And on Twitter, which was definitely a lesson in patience there. And he, all the way up till that time that he was on Brandon's, never once actually dictated what his the testing methodology that he was going to use. And then when he did, he even got ridiculed from his own people, but for only about 5 minutes. But then everybody was like, well, Bev's doing a test, so, it must be right.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's my thing with Bev, and I've sort of disconnected. I don't care what they're doing. I don't go around. I don't talk to them. The fact that they're resistant and refuse to do this definitive sight down these water levels tells me that they know good and damn well that planet Earth isn't flat. So what the hell are they doing?
Yep. That was what I said to him enough times. I was like, look, the only reason why you would actually do this test wrong, and do it wrong meaning not sighting down multiple water levels over a great enough distance to actually be able to make a determination. The only reason why he would do that is because he knows what the result would be.
Precisely.
And I mean that's been the same with what do you call it? When I was trying to do tests with Oakley's fans at one point, and then he did the boycott on it because he was not going to have it. That I was that I wasn't going to tell him what he wanted to naysay before we started. What do you call it? We had I invited Globebusters twice to have their fan base do a redo of the Eratosthenes, and they told me to I quote, "fuck off and die." These are people who would actually outright refuse to do testing to back up their own claims and do testing properly. Okay, where you could actually produce a result. Anybody who refuses to do that actually already knows that the claims that they are making are lies.
I just want to really quick. I'm sharing screen. Oh fuck, wrong window. Shit. Let me change window. I took a few pictures of the moon the other day, and I got very cheap with the P900, but still I got the you can see the moon. You can see it was the smiley moon, and I can see
that's
still
cool.
the outer side of the moon. I got a few really cool, man. And
you got
this
Jupiter up top.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go. Yeah, this was
Cool.
I don't know 2 or 3 nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was Jupiter right there.
Be like Smiley Moon.
Smiley moon. Yeah, and then depends on the picture how you take it. You can see the earth shine. Is that how you call it? When you
Earth shine. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Depends how you take the picture. You can see it or not. Like you see in
is.
this
There
one,
you
you
go.
kind of
Yep.
see it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's because you have to open up the exposure
Yep.
a little bit more.
Yep.
That's
But
that's the answer to the whole, why don't I see stars in the
Yep.
pictures of the Earth?
Exactly. I took a few, look, these 2 pictures is zoom in the digital zoom all the way in the earth shine area, and I can see kind of some shapes, but I needed to grab a little bit of the actual moon. Hold on. You see, this is the outer top where we can it looks black if we see it at the sky, but look, there you go. We can see the little edge of the moon and
That's
a
so
bit of
cool.
the earth shine right here.
That's nice. Yeah.
In some different areas. This one is really cool. Yeah, I enjoyed taking these few pictures. Look at this one. And depending on the exposure or whatever, the light that was coming in, you can see, all you can see is just the bright part of the moon and this little dot just floating in the darkness. But when you fix the exposure, then you can see the earth shine right here. Sorry, man.
Yeah, the what do you call it? One of the reasons why, or one of the simplest ways, is that most cameras, the sensor tries to do the exposure for what's in the middle of the frame.
Right.
So if you are pointing a bit, with the lit side of the moon down from the middle, down from let's say, put an imaginary block in the middle of the viewfinder.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it down from there, then you can get the earth shine part. It'll just overexpose the lit part, and
Right.
but as you get closer to the middle, as you see right there, it's starting to compensate, and it sees the light, and it's saying, "Oh, okay, we have a different exposure setting to do."
Yeah, really cool. Like here, you see, you can see the little bit of a tip right here, and this is part of the moon.
That's a mountaintop being seen beyond the moon's horizon. How cool is that?
Right. Yeah, I like those when the faces of the moon like that. Look at this one, really cool. And then it give me this blue hue thing in the middle. Depends on.
Yeah, that's unfortunately from the lens.
Yeah.
Well, I just recently put together I'm trying to put together just some spare parts that I have around here. I have a small, beginner's telescope that I've had, up on a shelf for a long time, and I adapted a GoPro to be the eyepiece, GoPro 4, my old one. And the reason why is because GoPro 4 was one of the first ones to have the night shooting capability, and for the long duration exposures. And I just got the other day the AZ GTI from Sky, whatever, tracker, as far as a motorized mount. And I'm trying to use all three of those together. I'm not certain of what the quality is going to be through the lens after I get after I do a duration exposure with the GoPro. But I'm gonna have some fun with that, because if I can make a compact astrophotography thing, that's just gonna be fun.
Yeah, man, that's cool. So you're just smashing a couple items together to make a good tool to observe and record and all that shit.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I mean, nobody can argue that the GoPro itself, the sensor itself, is a pretty awesome sensor. And I mean, it's not top of the line, and I'm sure there's tons of cameras out there better. But since I had one laying around, and it was literally sitting in a corner collecting dust, because ever since I've had my GoPro 8, I haven't used my 4. But adapting that as an eyepiece, and then putting that onto that I can take duration shots with it, and on a motorized tracking mount. I mean, it has the potential, at least, of making some pretty cool stuff. So, let's see. I'm looking over here.
You haven't put up a lot of content in your channel, Sly, right?
No, honestly, I haven't. One of the main reasons is I'm kind of, I mean, everything that's been coming out flat Earth related is like old news. It's stuff that people have already done, or I've already done, and I mean, it's literally, I mean, this thing with the curved shadow was the first, as stupid as it is, was the first new thing that I have heard in months. Everybody else still comes with the, I mean, just your standard typical stuff, the gas pressure stuff and all this, and which I find hysterical, because they all go quiet when I ask them that one simple question about driving up a mountain and what physical barrier did you go through when the pressure changed. But you know, I just I'm literally like out of stuff to debunk. You know, I mean, there's still no model. Nobody's trying to put out a model. It's still the same old, you know, no gravity and density and buoyancy and all this other stuff, which is all just rewarmed beans, man. You know, I mean, I wish I had more stuff to put out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do have a couple of things that I still have yet to complete. I have Close Encounters of the Flat Earth Kind, Part 3, which was the interview that I had with the Flat Earth couple that was at the Globe Live tour in Frankfurt. I still have that to put out, and you know, a couple other smaller things. But you know, I mean, it's the drive is gone because it's pretty much everything's pretty much done. And I mean, I wish that honestly, I wish, just like in the beginning when I first started this, you know, I wish that somebody actually had something of interest to look at.
Hey,
You know,
Sly,
but, yes, sir.
a while back, right after you did that interview with Mike Kavanaugh,
Mm-hmm.
I went on the 24/7 server, and Karen B was there.
Okay.
And in that interview, Mike Kavanaugh said the laser target thing wasn't at any of the observations that he was at.
Right.
Okay, so I said, Karen B, I said, who should I believe? Should I believe you saying there is, or Mike Kavanaugh saying there isn't?
Yeah,
and she did not like that.
Yeah, well, of course not. Well, see, the problem is that at least from my experience of the people who were involved, and I'm not going to speak for anybody who's currently involved with it right now and what their current motives are. I don't know. It seems like they're kind of going off in a weird direction. But at the time, okay, back when they were doing the laser test at Lake Balaton and in the Netherlands, I found a lot of inconsistencies in just the reporting that people were doing. You know, I mean, I even found inconsistencies in Kavanaugh's own words. You know, and these were things that I pointed out in the videos. This is FE Core and FE Core Can't, and the two FE Core Can't laser videos. And I mean, there was inconsistencies even in his own claims. You know, first it was a collimated laser, then it wasn't a collimated laser, then it was, but then they broke it, and then the collimation. We didn't need a. I love this. This one's tattooed to my forehead. We didn't need collimation for the laser because we were only using one ray of the optics.
Okie dokie.
Whatever the hell that means.
So yeah, like
here's the thing about,
because I'm like, hey Karen, I want to get on board Flat Earth, but I need to know who's telling the truth. Is Mike Kavanaugh telling the truth that there was no laser grid like your pictures show? Or are you telling the truth that there is?
Yeah, because here's the joke, and I said this about 1,000 times when it came down to this. You know, they're saying that we have pictures from the target end looking back at the laser, which to me is of a minor use. If I were to put it in a, what do you call it, in a percentage, I would say it was about 10% useful. You know, just because that's just an I see it test, but you want to tell me that somebody couldn't just turn around and take a picture, even a selfie, a proud selfie, with the target, with the laser hitting it?
The other thing
that's not even insane to think that it doesn't happen. It's just like, oh my God, you know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, the other thing that kind of catches me weird about this whole thing is, like, you could stand across Lake Michigan and see the lights of the city. So what good does shooting a laser across the lake do?
Right.
Like, I see the lights of the city of Lake Balaton. So, I mean, what's the point of the laser?
I had one person try and tell me below one of it was below I had done a video way back when that said that I don't trust surface level over water tests because there's just too much too much stuff going on as far as atmospheric effects going on that low to the ground or that low to a surface of water. And I actually had one dude, he argued with me probably about 5 or 6 times saying that that a laser would cut through that distortion on above the water.
What?
Yes, he was of the opinion that it would cut through it.
Okay, we need a quick intermission. This is 1 minute and 30 seconds. If you want to know something, Fly Sparkane, I want to tell you only one word: nautical miles.
Is it orthographic?
This is Brian's logic says nautical miles, riveting stuff. I'm playing in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Turn the sound on. Yeah.
Wait, before I go, you also have to read the closed captions, the auto-generated closed captions. That's why I add them on. Here we go. No, Brian says nautical miles.
Heavy.
This is called. Here is.
And I'll explain why.
The nautical mile. Right.
So.
Okay, this is very simple. Okay, a nautical mile. Okay, here. Okay, demonstration. Nautical miles are, and nautical miles. Okay. Okay, miles is nautical miles. Nautical miles. Attention, attention, attention. This is the important part. Nautical miles, nautical miles, or okay. So this is how it works, right? Nautical miles.
But force.
This is okay, miles. It's not a mile. So
when you see people,
right, nautical miles, that is why we have nautical miles.
Is impossible.
Okay, nautical miles. Okay, mile nautical, right? Nautical miles, because either you get it or you don't get it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was great.
I'm sorry. It's sad to say, but the translator, the translator, the voice recognition that makes those subtitles is unfortunately not very good with accents other than British or American. And,
he struggled bad, man. But that was fun, man. I like doing these little clips together, just adding a bunch of words together. Did you see the one that I did with Brian Leakey doing math?
Yeah.
Doing math? Yeah, some shit like that, you know. I encourage people to check on those little clips. You know, have a laugh, man. Enjoy life, you know. So I had to throw that little bit of smiles for everybody. You guys can keep going.
No, but I'm just, like I said, it's just, I wish there was, honestly, by now, in my own opinion, by now, if there are still people who are around the Flat Earth community, on the Flat Earth side of it, if by now, even though this, I could have said this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, if by now you're still here, as far as believing and claiming the Earth to be flat, I'm going to say it outright. You got problems.
Yeah.
I'm not going to claim mental problems or anything like that because that's not fair to people who actually have them. What do you call it? But I will just say that if you're still around this and you've been following, let's say, Jeranism or Globebusters, FE Core, D Marble, any of these people, Nathan Oakley, and you're still of the opinion that the Earth is flat, and I mean this in a physical sense. I'm not talking about being on the side of people who are against establishments or anything like that. I'm talking about if you are still of the opinion that the Earth is flat, despite everything you've been shown, and only a small part of it being the stuff that I've done, then you got problems.
What do you make out of the majority of the flat earthers that in the past 2 years, they all say, I am not a flat earther. I am just, the earth is just not a globe and the earth is level and they all just don't have any curvature. But they say, I am not a flat earther, even though they are flat earthers. What do you think about that switch they did, trying to get out somehow?
I find that to be about as useful as an agnostic going to church. There's no use for it. Okay. And saying that, I mean, getting on board with, that just puts you basically in the troll category, because you're just there because you want to watch the fight, you want to watch the argument, you want to watch the put downs and the smackdowns. And what do you call it? You're not there because you are either supporting or not supporting something. You know what I mean? And basically it turns into, you're just gravel on the road at that point. So
what do you think? What do you make out of this definition of level that I found on the quick Google search? Level, having no part higher than another or conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of the Earth's surface. I put it in the little side chat. That's pretty, that's decent for level, right? I found it in the dictionary. I found it on Google the same way they find this label and they want to put as a synonym of.
Yeah, first of all, that's a cool find, but the second part is that I was just in an argument like that with on Twitter. Somebody, screen capping things and stuff like that, and sending it to us on a less popular subject, and but then turn around and when you do that, they say, "Oh, well, you just Googled that," and it's like, well, dude, what did you just do?
Right. Interesting there, yeah.
It turns into a fight of my Google could beat up your Google, and it's just like, come on, man. Let's see what I got over here. Let's see.
Big shout out. Welcome back. Yeah, bro. Welcome back to the channel. And I got a notification, 2 new subscribers. That's Buster and yeah, bro. Thank you for subscribing. And there are a bunch more people subscribe, but I don't get the notification unless they got, I don't know, a certain amount of time or content or stuff. But thank you, everybody. We have under 500 subscribers yet. It's gonna be a while till I reach 1,000, but hey, hustle, man. We'll get there sometime. We got 452 subscribers, but look at the numbers: 44 people watching. That is great. I seen channels with thousands of subscribers and 20 and 30 people watching. So 45 people here, 500 subscribers, less than 500 subscribers. It's a total success. I am glad that I am providing a place where people can come in and hang out for a few hours and stay out of trouble. So good on everybody watching. Yep.
Shout out to Farmer's Boy. Our favorite guest isn't here today. Farmer's Boy.
He'll be disappointed. He'll be disappointed
Why?
that he missed us.
Oh, that's true.
But that's okay because we've got plenty of we've got plenty of idiots in the chat. So hey, what the hell?
Yeah, but none of them likes us as much as he does.
This is true. Yes. He's our biggest fan, isn't he?
Yes, it's nice to have a big fan.
Let me see if I can grab my nephew so he can say hi to you guys.
Oh yeah,
and you can pick on his brain for a minute. Let me see if I can grab him.
Only if you give him a nutty bar.
Hold on. You guys talk among yourself. Phil, somewhere I gotta take a piss too. I'll be back.
That would be kind of a cool idea to get somebody who's not involved in the debate or discussion, as if there was one, on either side of it, and just pose some of the questions.
Yes, and see their reaction.
Yeah. Well, you see, but that's what ends up happening though, is that turns into the whole gotcha moment. And if somebody can't answer something right there on the spot, oh, see, told you it's a lie because you don't know it. I'm sorry, yes. Howard, I didn't mean to jump on you.
No, a question that I've got, and I've asked a couple of people that were around FE Core in this 12 and 20-something mile laser observation. Why don't they do that at 1 or 2 miles? That would be definitive, would it not?
Well, give me the specifics.
Just to do a 2-mile laser observation and record the elevation of the laser and how high it is on a target at 2 miles over water. You know, wouldn't that not show the curvature?
I would think that would probably suffice. Yeah.
So why are we going 12 and 20 miles where we can't really tell anything about a laser?
You've just answered your own question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard, why do they have to do over water? Can't they do it over land and get the same thing?
Well, they could if you knew the land was the exact, elevation, same elevation and level. But if you got, say, 15 feet off the water, and shot out, you could use a pontoon boat and on the bank. I mean, it would be fairly easy to do.
The key thing about doing a laser test, just objectively speaking, because of the great difficulty it would be, or it would have to actually level the laser, because even if you level the laser, should I say, the housing on the laser, does not mean that the diode is not just a little bit off.
Right.
Okay. And I found that out with that green laser that I use all the time. Now, I've never had to use it for any long distance leveling purposes and stuff like that. I've just only used it to see if you can bend a laser with refraction. And but which obviously you can. The one thing that I've always wondered is, why is it that what makes an I see it test of any value? I mean, literally. I mean, I understand the argument of, well, you shouldn't be able to see that beyond the curve and stuff like that. Okay, well, if you don't take into account refraction, and I'm saying refraction, the highest refraction that I ever got out of that laser over a curved surface was 5 degree or 0.5 degrees, which is about it's the diameter of the sun to the average viewer, and that's the most I've been able to get out of it. So if you were to go beyond what that would be, I would be interested in how you got it. Of course I would. But to me, the only way that you could do a laser test in any definitive fashion would be to have it to do a step test, an interval test with a boat or something like that, to measure the height along the way off the water with the same ruler each time, blah, blah, blah. That would be the only way you could get it. Hey, there's the cousin.
Hey.
Yes, that's not Jose.
Back on the laser test thing.
Oh, no.
The reason I asked why over water, because you can see the reflection of the laser off the water. So why not do it over land so you get rid of the appearance of the laser reflecting off the water?
Totally agree. Totally agree. But we all know that Jeranism tried that very thing, and he couldn't go through 3 holes.
Yeah.
He did it down, what was it, 3.5 mile road? The one that made it to the documentary. And but the laser part itself was not shown in the documentary because it didn't work at all. So I totally agree, though. Over land is a far greater test.
All right, now Jose's question. Cousin's turn. Jose, I don't know your name, Jose's cousin, but
nephew. Yes.
Sorry. What's your name?
Luis.
What is your basic understanding of gravity and how it affects us here on Earth?
Pulls us down to the ground. Keeps us walking straight.
And there we have it.
We don't float away.
It's simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gravity does one thing. That's it. One thing. Unlike the Swiss Army knife of flat earthers, the perspective, gravity does one thing. Just as Luis said.
Yeah.
In what shape would gravity cause the Earth to form?
What shape?
Yeah.
Doesn't it take the form of the core?
That would be one way to abstractly say it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How
Takes the
could-
shape.
How could we
of
tell what the shape of the core is?
I don't know. Don't we have like machines that throw like waves, like shock waves or whatever, and like we're able to study the shock waves and like read the shape of whatever it is?
Well, that'd be a cool idea if we can get it to go that far.
Because like when we're in the cave, right? When we're in the cave, the way bats communicate, they're able to tell what shape of the cave that they're in, so they travel and they don't bump into the walls, right?
Mm-hmm. Echolocation.
Yeah, that would be dope if that was a way we could do that. We could go like.
I think
Would it work?
Well, I would say distance would be a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, of course, it would work, but you would need something that would actually produce a shock wave that would go through multiple different mediums over an incredible distance. And unfortunately, I don't know that exists. I mean, just think about it. You know, you down in Florida, and you just what do you call it? You bump, you bump the ground and put waves up on Lake Okeechobee or something like that, and somebody in Australia or something, all of a sudden their beer flies off the table. That would be pretty crazy.
Well, we just found out in 2022, Jose's nephew is a superhero.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Captain Puerto Rico.
Well, actually, that it wouldn't be captain; it would be Capitan.
Yes.
Thinking about what you said about waves, I mean, when we have an earthquake and the waves are picked up across the entire Earth from a specific location on Earth, of the waves going out, isn't that kind of the same thing, or are you thinking of something different?
Thinking more like supersonic, like not supersonic, like how do you call it? It can be measured by just like seeing. It would be more like
something like microsound.
Yeah, like that. I don't know. I'm confusing myself. But that's what the limit of my mind. What I would think that would probably work.
All right, I have a scenario.
Try to ask him, making a quick quiz and ask him to see if he's smarter than a flat earther. Do a quick quiz, like a small.
All right,
I'm going. Guys, I hear him, but it's cool. Go.
I'm going to ask. Okay, Luis, I'm going to give you a scenario. Okay, you've flown on an airplane before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. I'm going to give you a scenario, and I just want you to answer this honestly, okay? Because a lot of people who would oppose this don't answer this question.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's say, Jose rushes you out of the house, says you got to go to California right now. Okay. You got to go meet up with somebody and stuff like that. So he rushes you out of the house. You go hauling butt down to Miami. You get yourself into the airport. You rush through security. You rush through everything else. You're exhausted. You get to the plane. You sit down in your seat, and you're just completely tired, right?
Yeah.
Now, the aircraft pushes back from the terminal. It backs up away from the terminal and starts to taxi down to get ready to take off. Well, you're exhausted. You're satisfied that you're on the plane. You made it on time, blah, blah, blah. So you close the window shade and you pass out. You just go to sleep, right? Now, you go to sleep while the aircraft is taxiing. It's kind of bumping around a little bit.
Okay.
Now, you fall asleep. Now, an unknown amount of time later, obviously we don't know how long we were asleep for until we actually look at our watch later. But an unknown amount of time later, you wake up, right?
Mhm.
Your window shade is still down. You feel a little bit of, you know, a little bit of bump and sway on the airplane, but you don't have. You want to know if you took off or not, you know, because it
Okay.
feels kind of similar to when you were taxiing. How would you know if you were flying or if you were still taxiing at the airport?
Like on the road, on the takeoff, on the pad, or whatever,
Right,
on the
right.
runway.
How would you know given that current situation?
Like if I feel lightheaded or not, or like if I feel like, because you feel different, like when you're like underwater, for example, or when you're like out of water, you feel like pressure, kind of like pressure.
Okay, I'll give
on
you
your-
that. But how would you know if you're? But I mean, how would you be certain that you were actually flying? Because you don't feel like you're
'Cause
moving.
you feel the, like if the wheels are on the ground, you
Uh-huh.
feel it. Like you feel it, like the movement, the forward movement when you're on the ground.
Right.
But when you're in the
But-
air, you're moving so fast. I mean, I don't really feel like.
Yeah, you don't feel like you're going 500 miles an hour.
Yeah, you feel like you're just still.
Now, what would be one simple way to verify whether you were flying or not?
Opening the thing.
Thank
Opening
you.
the window.
And what would you be looking for?
Distance from the plane to the ground, or
Right, and movement and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Somebody finally answered that question. You see, what we end up with here, the reason why I asked you that question, and I'll tell you, is because of the fact that one of the things that flat earthers love to argue is that they don't feel the motion of the earth. And
Okay.
of course, we turn around and we argue back that you wouldn't feel the motion of the earth because it's going at a constant speed.
Yeah.
And that speed is, even though they love to say 1,000 miles per hour, it's only 15 degrees per hour. It's not very fast. But the part that I love is that because we do studies of, and I'm sure I'm sure Jose's done this as well, because we do studies of the movement of the sun, the moon, the stars, things that are not on the earth, which obviously when you look out the window, you're not looking in the plane or on the plane, you are looking for motion external to you because you don't feel the 500 miles an hour. And so that's exactly the reason why, if you want to judge motion or even the direction that you're going, is you would actually look external to the aircraft. But a lot of flat earthers like to say, oh, well, why are you worried about the stars and the moon and the sun and stuff? Because it has nothing to do with the shape of the earth. Well, actually, it does when you track it. Because that's the only way, if you can't feel that you're moving, then that's the only way that you would ever be able to find it out, is by tracking the things around you. But I appreciate you actually answering the question. I feel so much better. I've been asking that question for like three years now, and not one flat earther has answered it yet.
Dang.
Watching the sky move is not unlike looking out the window of your vehicle while you're going down the road.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Isn't it called I forget the name of it. It's not aerodynamics. Is it aerodynamics?
Well, aerodynamics would be part of an aircraft, but what are you getting at?
Relative
how you can
motion.
find out if you're in the air or not.
Well, you would obviously notice that the ground is further away.
I don't know. It's just the word popped into my head. I don't know.
No, but but you answered the question correctly. First, you would do a census check. You know, I mean, obviously, you said the pressure would be a little bit different, even though the cabins are pressurized. But yeah, you would kind of feel like you're on top of a high mountain because the pressure is a bit lower, even on the cabin. But looking out the window would be the one definitive way to say whether or not you are moving.
And when you look out the window, you can see
kind of the curvature of the Earth when you look out.
Well, that's debatable depending on your altitude. But what do you call it? And how much view field of view from left to right view you have. But flat earthers, they like to discount that as being curvature in the window.
What? In the window?
Yeah. So I mean, you can take that for whatever you want. The
what?
Yeah.
Well, if something, even if there's curve in the window, wouldn't you still be able to see if something is curved or not through it?
Yep.
I would say yes if you knew what the curvature of the window was. Like when I look through, when I analyze videos from GoPro cameras, for example, they have what it produces what's called a fisheye effect, a wide angle lens effect, and everything's kind of bent. But if you know how to properly, which is very simple, it just has to do with where something is in relation to the center of the frame, you can actually determine what it is that you're looking at as far as its shape.
It's like, aren't glasses the same way? Like glasses are kind of like curved on it, but you can still see through it. Perfect. Like you're able to tell that what you're looking through is not affected by the curve of the lens that's in front of your eye.
Well, you can see other things that reference that are straight, the lines of the building or the lines on the runway or whatever. You can see other lines that you know are straight appear to be straight. So that would be a good reference.
And plus, since your eyes are close to the glass of your actual glasses, because your eyes are close to the actual point of refraction, then the effect is lessened. If you had there are lenses that you can buy for like video conference cameras, these wide angle lenses that you just put right onto the front of a regular camera. They're set that way, and if you're looking at it from a distance, let's say like arm's reach, obviously you're going to see all kinds of things bent out of the way. But if you get real close to it, those bends lessen because you are closer to your field of view isn't affected by it as much.
Honestly, if you really think about it, even the eye itself is curved or a sphere or whatever.
It is so awesome that you said that, because the eye actually makes more distortion than makes actually more distortion as far as wide angle fisheye type distortion than a GoPro ever did.
Yeah, and we trust our eyes.
Yeah. And the easiest way that you could test that, it's actually kind of funny. If you stood in a door frame, right, just inside of a door frame, if you back yourself up and you see the edges of the door frame in your peripheral, in the sides of your vision, right, and then you look down, that the door frame will not have moved, but the objects in front of you will have moved. So therefore, it's making the exact same effect as you would with a fisheye or a GoPro lens.
Yeah.
But in approximately, I would say on average about 170 to 180 degrees, as opposed to a GoPro, which is usually only about maybe 90 or 100 degrees. Hey, Gary, you got a hot mic, bro.
Sorry about that.
But
Gary is kind of an expert on the perspective and lines and things like that. What do you think about what they're saying, Gary?
Well, first of all, I've flown many times on planes, and you can definitely feel you're moving, even if you're just staying at a steady speed. And just like a car driving down the road, you can feel the movements of the road, you can feel the vibrations of the motor, you can feel all kinds of stuff telling you you're moving.
Isn't that the theory of relativity?
Oh, damn.
No, it's just that he's trying to claim you can't feel those things or you can't tell, but you can.
Well, Gary, actually the finer point was that when you're sitting on an aircraft moving at speed, I'm not saying there's not accelerations in any directions. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that you are not holding on to the seat for your dear life at 500 miles an hour.
Unless the roof came off, and then you would hang on for dear life because you'd be exposed to the outside movements of air.
Okay,
that'd be called wind.
Yeah, that's called because something is standing still while the other thing is moving.
Yeah, you're just protected from that when you're inside the body of the plane, just like
Right.
on the free fall with the zero G. They're free falling, but they're protected from they're protected from falling through the atmosphere, the effects of like falling through the wind and all that kind of stuff because they're inside the plane, so they're protected from that. That's why it gives them the feeling of floating rather than flying 100 miles an hour through the air where you would feel the friction.
Okay, but what's the relation to the discussion of doing that?
Well, my whole point on the other thing was you can feel that you're moving even if you don't change speeds. If you're in an airplane, I've flown many times in airplanes. You know you're moving, even if they're not accelerating or turning or going, pointing down, going to a runway or climbing. You can feel all those different things.
Sigh.
You were claiming you don't. So if you were claiming that if you stay at the same acceleration, flying at the same level, you can't feel it, but you can.
You don't feel like you're going 500 miles an hour. Is the point?
Because it's because you're protected from the outside atmosphere, from the wind.
What does that have to do with it?
That's what. No, but you could still feel that you're actually moving, though. You just don't feel the total effect, but you still feel you're moving.
Okay,
even if
so
you don't change acceleration.
Is the reason why you keep on bringing up wind because you think that if the Earth was rotating, the air would be standing still, therefore we would feel like we're going.
I wasn't talking about that at all.
Okay,
I'm just
well,
saying
that's why I'm saying that.
Even though you're covered with a body of the plane, so you're protected from the wind shear, you still know you're moving, even if you're not changing acceleration. You can feel feel that you're moving.
Let me ask you this, Gary. If you were on a large rotating planet and the atmosphere was moving with the planet, would you feel that?
It doesn't even make the least bit of sense because obviously you have everything moving within that atmosphere. So what's the actual atmosphere that's staying velcroed? What is that?
It's not a definition of the atmosphere. Would you feel it?
No. I want to know what the definition. What is that atmosphere that's sticking like Velcro? Because everything's moving around different directions. You have different wind directions. You can have wind going one way, and then a layer above it's going another way. Because you can see clouds moving different directions, right?
Right.
So what is that's atmosphere, right? So which part of the atmosphere is Velcroed?
The outer atmosphere, what's between the inner atmosphere and the outer in the space.
And how far out?
Which one's the one that separates?
Let's just face it. It's not Velcroed. Let's just face it. I'll just save you the trouble. We're not Velcroed. The atmosphere is not turning with the Earth. The Earth's not turning. It's just such bullshit. And you guys know
based on the fact that you just said that it does.
You have to feel so silly saying that. I couldn't even imagine saying that. It's like, what a joke.
But wouldn't the atmosphere be like the shell of the plane or the cabin of the plane?
No.
Yes.
No.
Because it's moving with you.
Okay, so if you want to compare it to that, then they turn on the AC inside the airplane, and you feel the wind movement, right?
At 500 miles an hour?
You would feel that, yeah. If they turn the AC on inside the airplane, you would feel a wind movement. You would feel the little breeze from the air conditioning.
You would feel 500 miles an hour of air?
No, because you're protected by the body of the plane. But as soon as you took off the body of the plane, you would fly out the back. It's like
hold on 1 second, Gary. Hey, Lewis. Have you ever mixed paint before?
Yeah.
With a machine or with a stick?
With a stick.
With a stick. What happens when you move that stick around inside of there? Does the paint stay still or does it start moving with the stick?
It moves, spins, it mixes, it whatever. Twirls.
Pretty simple. I mean, it is that simple.
Though, does it? Doesn't go at the speed of the stick.
Doesn't go at the speed of the stick?
No.
It will eventually.
I mean,
it's a ridiculous assumption that
It would only at the very part of the stick would it do that. As soon as the stick got past it, it would already start to slow down.
You're ridiculous.
And why is that, Gary?
The
because it's got friction with the other paint.
Right. So what friction does air have with space?
None.
That's a good
So
question.
therefore, the friction is not there. So why would it
That's
slow
right.
down?
So yeah, because that's why the friction's not there, and so the atmosphere is not spinning with the Earth.
You just contradicted yourself.
No, I didn't. Not at all.
You actually did just contradict yourself.
No, I didn't.
Sly, you're talking complete and utter fucking nonsense.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, jeez. Again?
People that believe what you believe are the ones who are crazy. I know you like to think we are, but you're insane.
No,
I can
believe that
demonstrate what I do.
atmosphere is sticking like Velcro to the Earth, but you can't identify any particular part of the atmosphere that's actually doing so because we got all these individual things going on within that.
Who said it was Velcro to the Earth?
We never said
Oh,
it was
you
Velcro.
guys. Oh, yeah, you guys do. Yeah. Okay, you
No,
say
we don't.
friction.
No, we
you
don't.
say friction.
No?
Friction isn't Velcro.
That's a misrepresentation.
Oh,
Gary.
no, it's friction.
How does air travel with other air then? Tell us that.
How does air travel with other air?
How does
How does
air, the
It's-
column of air above it, how is that moving with the column of air below it?
It's called viscosity.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever heard of the
Yeah,
term
that's what I thought when I heard such a
viscosity?
dumbass question.
How does
It's so
Friction with the
stupid.
surface and viscosity within the air mass
So how do you
is what
get
causes it to
wind?
move.
Blue, how do you get wind going in two different directions if it's all following with the atmosphere?
How do you get it if the Earth's stationary?
How does a fan work?
Because if the Earth's stationary, it's all that stuff is moving around within that atmosphere.
Well,
Why would it be moving around if the Earth's not
You
moving?
got cold, you got wind, you got
Thank
all
you.
those things changing
Thank
wind directions.
Thank
but
you.
that's
And the
yeah,
entire
that fits the
atmosphere
flat
is
Earth.
moving.
No, thank you.
No,
If
if the atmosphere.
Gary,
No,
then you
you
can
guys have the
local
whole
pressure
atmosphere, but you can't
within the
identify
atmosphere.
any aspect
just
of
like
that
your air
atmosphere.
conditioner on the airplane, Gary.
Gary, do we not have
talking
heat
over
and
you.
cold?
Gary,
I just said heat and cold, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said
Do
you
we not have
hot,
heat
you
and cold?
you have wind directions, hot, because hot changes temperatures, makes things rise, makes things fall,
Right.
right? Makes things
Isn't
move.
that what a tornado is?
Makes things
Isn't that
go
what
from
a
low
tornado
pressure to
is?
high pressure. You got all those things within this Velcroed atmosphere that's all spinning, but you can't
Velcroed
identify any part of
Velcroed.
it.
It's not
You
Velcroed, Gary.
You can't identify any particular part of it that actually is doing so. Because
Yeah,
you
we
got
just
all
did.
you got all these independent things going on within that.
And yet you're trying to say that there's all this movement in the atmosphere on a stationary Earth.
Yes, absolutely, because it's enclosed and you have hot and cold and wind and all that.
Do we
kind
not
of
have
stuff.
hot and cold on a globe?
Moving air around. Yeah, because
Would there
it's not
not-
a globe; it's a flat Earth. It's enclosed.
Would there be hot and cold on a globe?
It's enclosed, and we can move around.
Would there be hot and cold on a globe?
No, because we're not on a globe. There is no globe, so we don't have hot and cold on your globe. No.
Gary, your opinion is not what I'm asking for. Would there be hot and cold on a globe? No,
because
there would not be hot and cold on a globe.
No, you would have your atmosphere spinning so fast that your Earth would be turning, and within that atmosphere, and everything would be going which direction, spinning off the Earth, going every which direction. It would all mix up so bad you couldn't do anything with it.
Isn't that what a tornado is?
No, you guys are just ridiculous. They say that it's Velcro, but you can't point to any particular point that's actually moving with everything. That's Velcro to the Earth.
Why don't we let Gary talk to Louis for a minute and see if Gary can convince Louis to convert him a flat earther?
That's just a straw man, Gary.
No, it's not a straw man. It's Velcro, whatever you want to call it. It's just making fun of your version of it.
No, it's a straw man.
We'll call it friction just to make you happy, but it's the same shit.
Gary,
Even Velcro, even something Velcroed, if you start flinging something that's Velcro to something through air, it's going to
Who's
cut on that
Velcroed?
Velcro.
Gary,
What's Velcro?
Velcro is not a part of our atmosphere. Could
Gary,
you please get away from that?
Yeah, okay, so you got friction. I know, Blue. I understand you got friction. I'm making fun of you.
No, I don't
Okay.
think you do
What you're
understand.
forgetting is
Yeah, I
the
think I do
higher you
understand. I
go,
mean, you
I don't
got,
believe you do.
somehow the friction of the Earth turning is gripping that atmosphere and making it all spin with it.
Hey guys,
Yep.
guys,
Even though
one
you
second, one
can't,
second,
you can't,
one second,
then you still
one second,
explain
one second.
why all these individual
Gary,
movements are within it.
Gary,
There's a lot
what
of
you're
friction there,
forgetting
Gary.
is the higher you
It's a
go,
joke. It's a joke.
the air
I,
has to speed
how
up.
you defend it is
because
beyond
it's
me.
going round a
The
greater
atmosphere is being pressed
circumference.
down against the surface.
Hey
of the Earth
guys,
with about
guys,
a
if
little
I
over
may,
2,000 pounds per square foot, Gary.
if I may,
2,000 pounds per square foot, sir.
Okay, Blue, that all works on a flat Earth.
if I may, because
Yeah,
Gary
so
decided,
you may.
because Gary is going to sit in here and throw wild, stupid claims of velcroed air. What do you call it? And talk over everybody.
That's how stupid everything is. You're saying.
I'm going to give Gary the satisfaction of knowing that, unfortunately, right now it is 9:30 and I have to hit the sack. So.
Oh dear.
I don't blame you because I would hate to sit there defending your velcroed atmosphere.
Yeah, because that's the way that works. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's so silly. It's just it might as well be velcroed in your version.
Gaz, it has to speed up the higher you go, doesn't it? 'Cause it's going round
Yes,
a
it would.
radius.
It would, huh? To
And
keep
what
up. But now I heard one of the guys the other day explaining that
At
it doesn't.
30,000 feet, how much does it speed up, Brian?
It's absolutely.
Okay, I need to
ridiculous.
say big thank you to Sparkane. Big thank you for
Yeah.
coming in. That was fun. And please, guys,
Hey, you guys have a nice day. I gotta go too.
Gary and Brian talking over me when I'm trying to say thank you to Sly for coming, and please talk and let talk for a few more minutes. This guy is not gonna be here for too long, and you know, take advantage. He's a fresh guy. He doesn't talk about this topic too often. Try to either, you know, try to make it engage in the discussion a little bit. You know, take advantage of it.
So I wonder, why do we have jet streams on a flat Earth?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Why wouldn't we?
Well, why would we? Is the question.
The sun moving over, heating up and warming things wouldn't create streams.
You
no?
really think that's how it works?
That's obviously how it works.
Is it obvious? Oh, please explain then.
Obvious. You cannot have atmosphere that grips onto other atmosphere to drag it along and speed it up the higher it goes.
You just said a fan won't work, Brian.
Lunacy.
You just said a fan will not work.
Yeah. A fan in your realm cannot work because the air above it and to the sides of it and below it would all move along with it, wouldn't it?
It does. You just made a claim that a fan will not work, Brian.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, let's investigate something you said earlier. How much faster does the atmosphere have to move at 30,000
We worked
feet,
it
Brian?
out, didn't we, Blue?
Could you do that?
Yes, we worked it out, didn't we? Roughly about
30,000
1 mile
feet
an
is
hour
about 6
at
miles.
30,000 feet.
At 30,000 feet, you're increasing the diameter of the Earth by about 12 miles, right?
Yes, we worked it out. It would have to speed
How much
up.
would you increase? How much would that increase the circumference of the Earth?
It would have to speed up by 1 mile an hour approximately, wouldn't it?
No, it's less than that, but okay, whatever.
1 mile
Call
an
it
hour.
1 mile
Where
an
is
hour.
that force coming from?
1 mile per hour.
Speeding that wind up by 1 mile an hour.
Where's the force coming from?
Yes, it needs a
I've already
force, doesn't
explained
it?
that. You've got
Does it need a force to create?
you've got all of the viscous
It's
elements of the air.
ridiculous.
Brian. It drags itself along.
It's gone past ridiculous. It's lunacy.
Too many people.
Then we can have winds blowing east, south, west,
Yes,
and
you can.
north at the very same time. And you're
At
saying
the
it's
very
all going
same
the same
time.
direction.
Absolutely.
It is
Brian.
absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Certainly can.
No, you can't. It's
Weather's easy,
absolutely
man.
fucking ridiculous.
Yes, I can.
It's called
No,
weather.
You
I can
cannot.
put 2 fans in this room facing opposite directions and have air moving in 2 directions at the same time.
And
in
it's
the
all
same
going
room.
1,000 mile an hour eastwards. Is that what
That's
you're saying?
ludicrous, Blue.
You're fucking ridiculous.
That's ludicrous, Blue.
You are fucking ridiculous. And as you as a pilot, you should know fucking better.
No,
The
I
thing is,
know what makes it work, Brian.
fucking
Yeah.
stupid. Just because you're
Hey,
clinging
look,
on
I have a question. I have a question
ridiculous
really quick.
assumption of a fucking rotating Earth. It
I have
is
a question really
complete
quick.
nonsense.
So, don't we have satellites in outer space?
No, you don't. You cannot get into outer space. Rockets would lose thrust as they go up into thinner atmosphere, wouldn't they?
No.
Because there's nothing for them to push against.
They push against.
This
Wait,
is
let me
why
ask Louis. Louis, are
rockets
you
wouldn't
confused?
be
They say
so
we do
up
not have
and
satellites. Then what are all those
They
that
up
they
and
launch from
arc
rockets?
over because they lose thrust as the atmosphere gets thinner. They cannot get. I would say round about 300,000 feet is as high as they can go.
But you
Now,
know, the
why
reality is, as they get in
over
thinner atmosphere, they go faster. Did you know that?
They do, don't they?
there is no thrust to be gained when there is no atmosphere to push against.
That is totally idiotic, Brian.
Yep.
No, it is not.
That is
All
absolutely
thrust works by a push
idiotic.
against our atmosphere, and you know that whether it's a fucking propeller or whether it's a turbine, it works on thrust against the atmosphere.
Yeah, propellers and turbines are not rocket engines.
Rocket engine works exactly the same.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Gas at a
It does not,
accelerated
Brian.
speed to push
Your
against
lack
the
of understanding doesn't change the fact that rocket engines don't work the way an
nonsense.
airplane propeller works. Your inability
Absolute
to
nonsense.
comprehend how it actually works is the problem.
So Brian thinks that dynamite has no effect in a vacuum. Is that right, Brian?
What do you mean dynamite in a vacuum?
What, do you not think that if you were in a large room and a vacuum pulled on it, that a stick of dynamite would still blow you up?
One, you wouldn't be able to light it because there's no air in there to make to light the fuse. Is there?
Yeah, there's oxidizer in the fuse, so you could light
You wouldn't be able to light it because you wouldn't be able to strike a light in a vacuum, would you?
I would use an electronic
Give me a
ignition.
second. Give me a second. Just give me a second here. I know my audio is cheated probably. Like, how does it sound, Luis? It sounds okay. Okay, no, I just want to say a big, big thank you to Earth is Life because he hit me up with $5 on PayPal. Thank you, Earth is Life. And there's a comment in there. He says, Gary just left, but it's still gonna be still gonna be here recorded. Gary, when you listen to this, why haven't you created that scaled down model of a sunset on a flat Earth yet? So Gary, there you go. Try to answer that question for Earth is Life. Thank you very much again.
Yeah, puede. Are we getting out of here? We should get out of here for today.
That's probably not a bad idea, to be honest. Yeah.
It's been a few hours. Let's do some final thoughts. And the first one is going to be final thoughts is Luis L.A. Gonza, right? Tell us the name of your channel. Type something on YouTube. Type something but it's not on your account. On your account. Type something on YouTube and tell him if you have a channel and what do you have there.
Right here?
And just, give us some final thoughts on what did you learn, if anything, and how did you feel coming in, thrown into the trolls pit and talk to a bunch of randoms on the internet? Give us your final thoughts. Take your time.
Well, I learned that it can be confusing sometimes if you don't really like know what's being talked, but like there's like a sense of knowledge that's like universal, that kind of like, I don't know if it's like from school, like stuff that sticks from school or stuff like that, but like it's somewhat like, I didn't get confused because I kind of like stuck with a lot of what was being said. I did get confused though when when I was told that there was no telescopes in space.
Satellite.
Yeah. And that's about it. That's the only thing that confused me, because from what I've always known all my life, we've always had satellites in outer space.
Yeah, we can't go there, mate. You'll get over it.
But
And
yeah,
water
other than
tells
that,
you the shape of whatever it is we're living on. Water lies flat.
Cuando termine, dice,
We've all
ahí
been
quiero
lied
para
and
final thoughts.
deceived.
Yeah.
We've all been lied to. Water tells you what you're living on.
Hey, Brian, his final thoughts. Come on, shut up. You're
Come
gonna have
on.
your turn.
Have you finished then?
Yeah. I'm done. Yeah.
No,
Big Blue, final thoughts.
Lewis, I'm so sorry you had to be subjected to this today.
It's okay. I'm a Christian, so I have a very strong mind.
Yeah, well, Uncle Jose up there ought to be ashamed of himself for doing this to a nice guy like you.
No, I like being in situations like I like talking to people.
Well, Jose managed to attract a couple of our better, more well-known nutcases to come in today. So, you know, what I'll say is this: you can call it flat all you want to. I got one picture made by Apollo 17 in 1972 that absolutely destroys everything you say, and that's all I need.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jose. Good to see you back, man.
Thank you, Luis. I didn't hear your final thoughts, but thank you very much, and thank you guys for hanging out with Luis. Yeah. Brian Mavet, now you're up. Final thoughts.
Dan, where do you start? This deception is so deep, man. So deep. I mean, look at you. Just you. You flipped. You've seen the truth. And then for some unknown reason, only known upon yourself, is you went back. Now, I don't believe anybody that has seen the truth can ever go back. 100%. Yes, nice little smile.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Water tells us what we're living on. Water is always flat. Will always be flat. We've got a tool called a water level that between each point is a perfectly flat surface. Water will always tell us what we're living on. The earth, the ground we live upon, is obviously got undulations in it. But whatever this is we live upon, and it's nothing like we've been told, and it might well be beyond our comprehension what we're living on, is definitely not a spinning sphere. It cannot be. We've eliminated the spin. We've eliminated the curvature. It is not a spinning sphere. I do not know what it is. I do not confess to know what it is, but process of elimination has eliminated a spinning sphere. So we don't know. And we should all put our heads together and find out what the heck it is we're living on. There is no rotation. There is no curvature. And that's all you need. Don't matter about looking up at the stars. We'll worry about them after we find out what it is we are actually living upon. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you very much. I muted myself not to interrupt. All right, thank you. Thank you, guys.
I'll mute now then.
Yeah, I appreciate it for having a fun shit show over here. While I was not listening, I didn't hear. I heard him, Luis, whatever he was saying, and I saw the names popping in until I had to grab my other headphones like right at the end to listen a little bit. That was fun. Farmer's Boy, final thoughts.
Wow, that was shame on you for inflicting that on your nephew. I think Brian just summed up very succinctly the sheer fucking absurdity of the flat earth movement, belief, whatever you want to call it. It ain't flat, folks. For fuck's sake, grow up and get on with life. But thank you, Jose. Some of that was quite entertaining. Some of it was painful, but there you go. Rough with the smooth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Such a different approach when his brother, Luis, last week or 2 weeks ago, he came in and you guys had a chat. Brian Babbitt and him had a little chat for a few minutes. Different than this Louis. They're both Louis, just spelled differently. This Louis, now he got into the trolls pit to hang out with all of you guys. That was fun. Yeah, he got a thick skin. He liked these interactions. Appreciate being there, man. Gary Webenga, are you there for final thoughts?
Yeah, I thought you were lip syncing somebody else when I popped back in because their nephew looks just like you, and I see, and your lips are matching what somebody else is talking like, right? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the heck? He's doing this live. It was perfect. And then I realized what was going on. So,
but he's got a better accent than me. I mean, he doesn't have an accent pretty much. He speaks very properly.
But he looked a lot like you when he had the headphones on. It looked just like you, and I thought you were perfectly imitating somebody else in real time. That's what you have to watch back and look at it. It was funny.
Yeah, well.
But anyhow, my last thought was, it's crazy to think that we live in a world that's turning and velcroed to the sky. It's crazy to believe that that water at rest and contained is not flat. And it's also silly to think that we have to do anything for Coriolis except for driving our cars. Then somehow we have to, I guess. Thanks, Lou. And Bob.
All right, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. For bringing the shit show to life. Howard Moore, you're up. Final thoughts.
Yeah, Jose, would just like to welcome your nephew to your live stream with warmth. And we've met your mom and dad, and I feel like I got a good idea that you come from pretty good blood there, and he's lucky to have you for an uncle. This observation, Jose gave me the idea of pointing at the sun. You point at the sun at sunrise and at noon and at sunset, and then you just continue that trajectory. And you wind up pointing straight down at the ground, just like reality is. On a flat Earth, you have to do that same track across the sky, and then you have to turn 90 degrees from that and point due north, and that doesn't make any sense. Welcome to planet Earth. Thanks, Jose.
Thank you very much, Howard. Indeed. That's L.A. Gonza in the YouTube chat. I think he has some, let me go to his channel and see what he got. He got some music. He does music. He got a nice, cool app on his phone, but he's got a nice computer with audio programming, and he creates his own beats and he writes his music, and he's got some collaboration with other singers. He does hip hop, Christian type of music, either like friendship and love and Christian and all that. But the beats are cool, not my style. I already told him I just don't like hip hop, rap, and that stuff. But that's what he does. If you guys are interested, check on his channel and see what he got. I'm not gonna play any of his music because it might, I don't know, he might get a soft strike for something. But check him out if you want to. And thank you, Luis, for being there. We'll hang out later. I'm gonna be in the computer for a few more minutes. If anybody want to join, I'll show the link one more time, and I'll let you guys in the call. But that being said, I want to thank big time. That was two people that hit me up on PayPal, Martin and Earth is Life. Big thank you for your support. I need that. So if anybody got a little something to share, please make it. You're gonna find the link in the description box. Big thank you to everybody watching, hitting the like. Thank you to all the panelists that came in and had a fun conversation. Jose JG out. Boom.